Unique, the messenger. Unique boy.
Shukrani zangu nazileta kwako, nimekuja kusema asante. Shukrani zangu kama sipokee, nimekuja kusema asante. Moyo wangu wa shukuru, nafsi yangu ya kuhimidi Baba, nimekuja kusema asante. Kwa fadhili zako na wema wako, nimekuja kusema asante. Asante, asante, asante. Nimekuja kusema asante. Asante, asante, asante. Nimekuja kusema asante.
All the hits, all the time.
Asante, asante. Nimekuja kusema asante. Siwasikii, sema kwa sauti ya sasa.
Isn't it always wonderful to start your day with some praise and worship? Asante, because it is a brand new day and we are privileged to be here today. Good morning. Thank you for choosing Good Morning Kenya. How are you doing? This is Entertainment Thursday. And that is exactly how we start, where we even get Marie Yambo to dance together with us.
Wow.
We have a lot in store for you. Amazing interactions with some of the biggest and good artists that we have in the country. And of course, DJ Unique is here with us and he will be dropping some mixes. Unique, the DJ, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Hata wacha mimi nikukaribishe kwa show leo. Karibu sana.
Asante sana, nashukuru. And Mike is also here and he was actually our choreographer of the day.
I did the choreography, I chose the song, I told them where to move, how to move, and when to move.
Why did you pick that particular song, by the way?
Well, it's a praise song, and I like the way the singer praises the Lord just for everything. And also, as an instrumentalist,
My intro.
I love the way the drums, they do everything.
You're an instrumentalist?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you play?
I can play the drums.
Okay.
A little bit of the keyboard. But yeah, I chose the song specifically because it has a danceable vibe to it. Besides the praise, it has a danceable vibe to it. Welcome to Good Morning Kenya. This is Entertainment Thursday. My name is Mike Megwe, and of course we have a lot packed for you. So you want to be tuned right here. Good morning, Marie.
Good morning to you, and DJ Unique, thank you for that song. Mike, definitely that was the choice. Yes. I mean, it was Mike's song, or choice of song for that matter. I love the song because you can never say thank you enough.
Yeah,
you know, to God.
That's true.
Yeah, for life, for good health, and for everything. Just the mere fact that God has given you life, despite everything else. For me, that is a reason for me to praise God. That's a reason for me to thank God, and also to give me family and people who support me in one way or another, and to give me a job, because I mean, we know very well, Vivian, Mike, DJ, very many people are struggling out there. Kenyans are struggling out there. So be grateful for everything, you know. So for me, when Mike said that is the song that he wants us to dance to today, I was like, that's the best song ever. Yes. So thank you so much once again. Very good morning from wherever you're joining us here in Nairobi and across the country. I'm Marie Ambo, and we have a lot lined up for you in the news, including the fact that a section of leaders from Machakos County now want the Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka and Machakos Governor, that is Wavinya Ndeti, summoned by the DCI over the Mavoko demolitions. Well, details coming up in the news this morning. Well, we'll also be having a live link from Kericho County with my colleague Kamcha Menza, who is in Kericho, to bring us up to speed with the Mashujaa Day celebration preparations. And Mashujaa Day is tomorrow. Remember, it's being held in Kericho County, and the theme this time is under the universal health coverage. Details coming up at around 7 o'clock. But right now, we want to get into the news, where a section of legislators from Ukambani region want the Directorate of Criminal Investigations to summon Wiper Party leader, that is Kalonzo Musyoka, and Machakos Governor Wavinya Ndeti over their alleged role in the irregular sale of government land in Mavoko. Now, similarly, the legislators are accusing them of protecting the masterminds who profiteered from the sale that has left hundreds out in the cold following the demolitions. This comes as Mavoko Member of Parliament, that is Patrick Makau, was grilled by the DCI over his alleged role in the land scandal. Let's get the details of that story.
As demolition at the 4,000-acre piece of land owned by East Africa Portland Cement Company entered its 6th day, victims who fell prey to the Grand Con thronged at the River DCI offices to record statements.
Nimefika hapa nione ka serikali inaweza tusaidia ili angalau itupatie itukombeshete hata kitu kidogo.
The victims sharing painful tales on how they painstakingly acquired their parcels of land.
Nikanunua 1,300 na nikajenga na 1,000,000 na 1,300, ukiongeza fencing inakuja 2,000,000.
But as they were narrating their tales in Athi River, in Parliament, Kenya Kwanza allied MPs from Ukambani region convened a press briefing where they appeared to name and shame those they allege had a hand in the scam.
But where is the big fish? Where is the big fish? Where is the party leader? And therefore DCI cannot just target the smaller fish. And I have mentioned one of them is Kalonzo. I have mentioned the other one is Wavinya.
In defending the government, they also demanded the victims be compensated by the alleged fraudsters and their political surrogates who engineered the scheme.
Kumekuwa na wanasiasa ambao ni patrons, kumekuwa na cartels ambao ni criminals wanatumika kuvamia mashamba, na kumekuwa na wafanyikazi katika maofisi za serikali, katika survey na katika land registry ambao wamekuwa wakisaidia hao.
This as Mavoko MP Patrick Makau, who was among the 30 individuals summoned to record statements with the DCI, kept his date with the officers.
I want to caution politicians. This is not a matter of politicizing. This is life and death situation. There are people who don't know where they're going to sleep with these rains. There are persons who have got nothing. People are dying. and there's somebody smiling somewhere.
East African Portland Cement Company owns 11,000 acres of land within Athi River, Machakos County. The cement company has since offered to sell part of its land via a regularization model, with priority issued to parties currently occupying the land. Those interested in purchasing the land have 14 days to state their claim.
Gishuki Washira reporting there. It was confusion galore as images emerged of Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza seated in the back of a police vehicle, with the governor claiming she had been arrested. However, in a quick rejoinder, the National Police Service denied arresting the governor. Mwangaza has accused her political detractors of instigating her alleged arrest, even as she faulted the police for allegedly being used to frustrate her Okolea outreach program. Our reporter Alvin Kaunda has details of what appears to be a game of ping-pong between the governor and the men in blue.
Wednesday afternoon in Ruiga, Imenti Central, Meru County, Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza was seated in the back of a police Land Cruiser. The governor alleging she had been arrested by police while presiding over her Okolea outreach program.
We wanted to make it very silent na tufanye kazi yetu polepole, lakini askari wamekuja kufuruga.
A claim that the police denied.
Nafikiri kuna mtu alishika madam. Bwana mnatumiwa vibaya na wanasiasa. Hakuna madam. Nani alitumana nikujiwe?
Despite the police denying the allegations, she insisted that she was ordered by the police to get into the vehicle, alleging political underdealings in the disruption of her event. The National Police Service on their social media pages also dismissed claims that the governor had been arrested. It, however, remains unclear how the governor ended up in the boot of the vehicle amid conflicting statements by both parties, begging the question, was she bundled into the vehicle by the police or boarded the vehicle on her own? And if so, what could be the motive behind her actions?
President William Ruto has urged China's Belt and Road Initiative to scale up its investment in Africa's digital economy. President Ruto said that there was need for investment in the digital economy for the future. Now, the president noted that such investment will help increase contribution to the digital economy to Africa's GDP, which currently stands at 4.5%.
Speaking on Wednesday during the high-level Third Belt and Road Forum for Cooperation in Beijing, China, President William Ruto observed that investment in bandwidth infrastructure, coupled with other infrastructure investments, will propel Africa to the level of interconnectedness that guarantees meaningful transformation.
The digital economy has disrupted the traditional economy, reorganized many of its sectors, and abolished others while introducing new ones. It has redefined knowledge, education, information and entertainment as goods and services, whilst questioning our assumptions about capital, work, leisure, and productivity.
This, he said, will unlock Africa's digital economy's potential for inclusivity, democracy, and empowerment of individuals and groups with global reach and limitless opportunity. The head of state, in his call for more investment in the digital economy, also highlighted Africa, specifically Kenya, as a thriving hub for technological innovation.
Africa is emerging as the last frontier of global industrial transformation. With its tremendous endowments of millions of youthful, skilled, and educated young people, abundant natural resource wealth, including minerals and expansive tracts of arable land, as well as green energy potential.
At the same time, President Ruto told the forum to explore Africa's abundant green energy resources to drive the global transition to green industrialization.
Africa possesses unique capacity to drive the next phase of global industrialization. This means that Africa can become the world's clean, green, cheap global manufacturing hub if the right volumes of investment is directed to our continent within a short time.
China has become a main trading partner of more than 140 countries and territories, and the primary source of investment for more and more countries.
Earlier, China's President Xi Jinping announced 8 major steps China will take to support high-quality Belt and Road cooperation. The major 8 steps include road connection network, participation in Inter-Transportation Cooperation Forum, supporting world open economy, and creation of pilot zones for e-commerce with more countries.
And members of parliament have cautioned against utterances that could fuel ethnic tensions in Lamu County barely a week after Lamu County woman representative, that is Monica Muthoni, alleged the killings in the county were ethnically instigated. Lamu East legislator Ruwaida Mohammed, speaking in parliament, took issue with the remarks by Muthoni, warning that such utterances could fuel ethnic animosity. Now, the sentiments were supported by a majority of legislators who called on the government to find a lasting solution to stem the frequent attacks that leaves many deaths and destructions in its wake.
In her maiden speech in Parliament last week, Lamu woman Representative Monica Muthoni alleged what was being witnessed in Lamu County were not acts of terrorism, but ethnic cleansing targeting one community.
The women rep of Lamu County, Honorable Muthoni Marubu MP, made allegation implying that the ongoing incident of insecurity in Lamu County were disguised of ethnic cleansing perpetrated by the indigenous people.
Remarks that appear to have urged Lamu East legislator Ruwaida Mohammed, who stood on a point of order in Parliament where she faulted Muthoni for allegedly inciting ethnic tension.
It is therefore regrettable that my colleague made such unfounded claims of ethnic cleansing when the entire Lamu County has been suffering of the external militant and terrorist attacks.
Legislators who joined the debate urged the two leaders to work together to address the challenge of insecurity in the region.
That we cannot put an ethnic tag on crime. Criminals are criminals. And that is why we have got our security agencies being paid by taxpayers' money.
And as leaders, Honorable Speaker, we must always bear in mind that we bear a great responsibility and duty of care to the people that we lead.
Mombasa woman Representative Zamza Mohammed blamed the attacks on historical land injustices.
Historical land injustices zimekuwa sababu ya vita vingi kutokea ndani ya pwani. Mimi ningeomba wapwani wote watritiwe kwa njia moja. Kama ni masala ya mashamba, wabajuni wakipewa title na wengine wote wapewe title.
Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wa on his part urged Kenyans to join the fight against terrorism by volunteering information to police.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission says it has blocked an attempt by private developers to grab 18 hectares of land in Kisumu County. The Commission's Chief Executive Officer, that is Twalib Mbarak, who was in Kisumu, said the Commission and Kisumu County government succeeded in stopping the grabbing of land set aside for Kibuya Market, which serves more than 5,000 traders in the Lakeside County. Wycliffe Okech with more details.
Traders in the vast Kibuye market in Kisumu can now breathe a sigh of relief after the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission and the Kisumu County Administration confirmed that they had prevented an attempt to grab the land they earn their livelihood.
And this individual, he wants the county government to pay him a whopping 7 billion shillings, claiming that this land belongs to him.
Therefore, I want to send a warning today that if somebody thinks he will go to court, we are ready to go to court. Because we have our rights and we have the facts.
Kisumu Governor Professor Anyang' Nyong'o says his administration has mounted a spirited effort to recover grabbed property in the county, such as the 1.5 hectares Taifa Park sitting at the city center.
Now you can go on the fence, hakuna shida, but we show it. The truth will prevail. And that land will come back to the county government, whether you like it or not.
Sewer lines, school playgrounds, pathways, and parcels occupied by health facilities are some of the public properties mostly targeted by land grabbers, with the EACC urging county governments to be on the lookout.
And we are here to assist the county government, we are here to work with the national government, we are here to work with the police, we are here to work with the members of the public, because if all of us cooperate, we'll be able to go very far and we'll be able to address this monster called corruption.
Twalib also urged security teams at the county level to aggressively tackle corruption. And on the ongoing demolitions in Mavoko, EACC CEO Twalib Mubarak is urging Kenyans to conduct due diligence before embarking on land purchases to avoid being duped.
Many people have got fake titles, many people have got fake documents, and it's all because we don't do proper due diligence when we are buying property.
The EACC maintains its doors are wide open to the county governments to ensure that all public property that have been grabbed are recovered. For Channel 1 from Kisumu County, I am Wycliffe Okage.
Thank you, Wycliffe Okage. Now, Head of Public Service, that is Felix Koskei, has challenged health practitioners to help restore the dignity of the health sector by shunning corruption and other vices. Koskei said public confidence in the sector had waned due to various unethical conduct by some of the health practitioners at the expense of service delivery. Koskei spoke as the curtains came down on the 3-day Universal Health Coverage Conference in Kericho County. Achola Simon brings us the details of that story.
At the close of a 3-day Universal Health Coverage Conference at Kapkatet Stadium in Kericho County, the spotlight was cast on the human resources in the health sector.
If the car is broken, we need 3 things. We need tools and commodities to be able to fix that car. And of course, we need money to fix the car. But more important is that we need a mechanic. And a mechanic, without him or her, the tools, the money is irrelevant.
Head of Public Service Felix Koskei not mincing his words on the spiraling corruption in the sector and the need to weed out the vice.
How do we turn around? As much as the government is creating an enabling environment, as much as all of us agree that we need to take a particular trajectory, can we see our morals? Can we see our social space? How are we going to return back the profession that we knew and that we know back to where it was?
You cannot be the doctor who comes and hands your dashboard. And when patients are coming to queue, you are nowhere to be seen. And at the end of the day, you expect a reward. It doesn't happen. It will not happen as we move forward. We want everybody to meet their end of the bargain.
While the sector's over 125,000 human resources is mainly employed by the county government, Health CS Suzanne Nakhumicha calling for concerted effort to help root out challenges that have seen the sector plagued by constant labor strife.
And I know, as a cabinet secretary in charge of public service, that there are some outstanding issues there. Issues to do with especially the collective bargaining agreement. And I know that that's a conversation we have to continue to have. But that conversation and that engagement must continue to be driven by the values that we have got a shared destiny and a shared responsibility.
But as a national government, we cannot close our eyes. Neither can we close our ears to their pleas. Because there is no patient or there is no Kenyan who is a patient of the county government and a patient of the national government. All patients are Kenyans.
The leaders also want the issue of harmonization dealt with to address disparities in remuneration in the sector, which has been a major bone of contention over the years. Teaching and referral hospitals also came under scrutiny for usurping medical training colleges' mandate and embarking on training nurses.
So we need to regulate so that we know it is only on those specific trainings that then those facilities can be allowed to do, but allow these other institutions to be able to carry out with their mandate.
The 3-day conference discussed how to leverage on technology as the government embarks on the digitization of health systems, financing and human resources in health as major pillar to turn around the ailing sector.
I look at business now, where women spend 4.2 hours on unpaid domestic and care work daily compared to men who spend 0.8 hours of their time on the same. Now, according to the Kenya Time Use survey by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, Marsabit County reported the highest proportion of time spent by women at 30.2%, translating to 7 hours daily, followed by Wajir, Samburu, and Mandera and Garissa counties. Let's get the details of that with Alan Aoko.
The key findings of the report shows how women and men allocate and spend their time on specific activities over a 24-hour period of the population age of 15 years and above. In Kenya's first ever Kenya Time Use report, it emerged that persons aged above 15 years spend approximately 3 hours on unpaid work, with women under similar circumstances contributing 5 times higher compared to men in unpaid domestic and care work.
The production of the Kenya Time Use Survey reports was motivated by the need to measure time spent on unpaid domestic and care work, the participation of women and men in system of national accounts.
In terms of employment, the report shows that 54.1% of men are engaged in employment and related activities compared to 33.4% of women. On the other hand, more women at 46.3% than men's 39.2% were involved in production of goods for their own final use.
As Kenya looks forward to being an upper middle income country, to become really a powerhouse within Africa, I don't think it can afford to lose the participation of women or the potential productivity of women.
Besides accelerating achievement of gender equality and women empowerment in Kenya, the objective of the survey is to measure data to inform formulation of policy and programs.
It is entrusted with the responsibility of ensuring that statistical data production is aligned with international standards, methodologies, and best practices.
We anticipate that the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics will institutionalize these surveys and conduct them periodically to monitor progress.
The report recommends mainstreaming time use surveys, inclusion of unpaid work in the system of national accounts and policy interventions.
A regional ICT solutions firm has established the first modern practical assessment center in Nairobi that will help improve the quality of ICT workers recruited in the country. The facility offers human resource managers and chief technology officers a platform for testing job seekers, practical knowledge of various ICT tasks and assignments.
Some employers are forced to restart the recruitment process soon after hiring. This is because they find themselves with an employee who cannot perform duties assigned. To rectify this, a Nairobi-based ICT solutions firm has established a modern practical assessment center where job seekers will be evaluated on their ability to meet specific job requirements and their skills assessed in areas such as coding, programming, system design, and database management.
However, without having the right skills, that technology is actually a waste. It's not going to be utilized the right way. And for this reason, we are also helping to build capacity in these particular technologies.
Kitonyi says employers have to incur additional investment in training costs and in some cases loss of crucial time, since the gap between practical skills and theoretical knowledge that many ICT workers display at the point of being recruited is a high of 60%.
Our key call to the regulator was to try and ensure that the standards are maintained and they are being followed, and if possible, not just to provide them for the public sector, but also to the private sector.
The ICT authorities say the government is leveraging promotion of research and development, nurturing tech startups and innovation to anchor Kenya's digital economy.
Among the flagship program is the establishment of 2 major software industries that will employ over 20,000 software engineers to develop software and systems for the region and for the global market.
They said Kenya lags behind when it comes to the number of specialized IT professionals, mainly because most of those in the pool have paper certificates and not the skills required in the job market.
Thank you, Frederick Mwoke, for that report. Now, smallholder farmers in Kenya are increasingly transitioning from rain-fed farming which is susceptible to droughts, and embracing irrigation to secure yields. Davis and Shatliff Group Technical Director, that is Engineer Philip Hawley, has attributed the shift to a growing awareness among farmers, including smallholders, regarding the advantages of irrigation in improving crop yields.
Smallholder farming in Kenya accounts for 75% of the total agricultural output, with farmers' operations varying in size from 0.2 to 3 hectares. Davies and Shadliff says the adoption of affordable and efficient irrigation technologies such as drip irrigation has been gaining popularity among smallholder farmers in Kenya. Davies and Shadliff Group Technical Director, Engineer Philip Hawley, stressed the importance of increased investment in water harvesting, storage and distribution infrastructure to ensure reliable water supply for agricultural activities. The decline in water tables due to climate change makes drilling of boreholes more challenging and necessitates deeper drilling to reach viable water sources. Hawley says the adoption of advanced drilling technologies has enabled more efficient exploration and extraction of groundwater, even in arid and semi-arid areas.
Well, we take our first break of the bulletin, but we'll be back with sports in just a moment.
Jina langu ni Hari Kimtai, mimi ni katibu mkuu wa idara ya huduma za afya katika Wizara ya Afya. Ninafurahia kuwafahamisha Wakenya kuwa mifumo yetu iko tayari tunapopiga hatua katika kufikia malengo yetu ya ajenda ya utoaji huduma za afya kwa wote. Kenya imewapa mafunzo wataalamu bora zaidi katika sekta ya afya, na tunaweza kusambaza bidhaa za afya na teknolojia katika kila kituo cha afya kupitia shirika letu la usambazaji wa vifaa vya matibabu KEMSA. Kama nchi, tumeweka viwango vya huduma kuanzia jamii, zahanati, vituo vya afya na hospitali za utoaji huduma za matibabu maalum. Huduma zinazopaswa kutolewa kwa kila kiwango zimeelezwa vyema, na sasa tuko kwenye kiwango ambacho baadhi za huduma zinatolewa nyumbani. Natoa wito kwa Wakenya sasa kuchukua jukumu la kufanyiwa uchunguzi wa afya, kutafuta huduma za matibabu mapema na kutafuta habari kwa kutumia mifumo ya dijitali ambayo tumeiweka. Huduma za afya sasa zimefika nyumbani. Chukua jukumu lako. Afya yetu, jukumu letu.
Pindi tunapowasha vifaa vyetu, tunapata fursa ya kutangamana na wasikilizaji wetu.
Karibu sana thĩinĩ wa tabarĩra ya Rwiga.
Tunapeperusha utangazaji uliobobea katika habari,
nĩ ũndũ wa macio na mangĩ maingĩ,
burudani,
nĩ harĩa tũkoragwo tũkĩigua nyĩmbo mwaki nyĩmbo hot,
na hamasisho la kiroho. Usiachwe nyuma. Jiunge nasi kwa safari ya kufana katika 99.5 FM. Shoro FM.
Kwa hivyo Bazenga unasema wewe ni mtu ya mbogi ya Ulolo.
Sasa wewe unaongelesha huu mzee lugha gani?
Nasema tena timia ati nilisukuma wewe. Nikilisa mahakama, wheelchair yako ulikuja weka lock. Normally usipoweka lock itarudisha reverse. Ikarudisha wewe reverse, ikaende kaangusha wewe huko. Orongo tu tupu.
Wewe kazi yako ilikuwa umeletewa mgonjwa utibu ama uangalie kama ana marasmus ama anafanya vitu gani?
I was supposed to treat him.
Na mbona hukufanya hiyo ilivyotakiwa?
Akarudi nyuma.
Sasa mimi nampatianga msosi, nampikia msosi, vitu kama hizo.
Msosi nini?
Chakula.
Endelea.
Wewe ulisaliwa wapi wewe?
Wewe.
Vitu kama hizo ujue.
Wewe endelea.
Umesema unaitwa Sylvester.
In short silly.
Silly. Silly.
Yes.
Mse, ukamleta hospitali.
Ndio.
Nikienda kumutibu, wheelchair ikarudi nyuma. Si ndio?
Hapana, no. Wewe ndio ulimsukuma. Sema ukweli ndio hii mahakama ikunyonge. Ni kweli, hiyo ndio kitu imebaki.
I'm so in love with Uriel. And I thought he was the love of my life.
That's the way love is. You know, sometimes it comes into our lives to bring us happiness.
You are gonna pay for this, Victor.
Take it easy. Don't worry. We're not gonna press charges. Prison is not enough of a punishment for the damage you caused my company. You definitely ruined my business.
I can't believe this is the end, you know.
There was never a beginning.
I hope you don't regret what you were doing.
Welcome back. We continue with sports, where Sports Cabinet Secretary, that is Ababu Namwamba, has affirmed the government's commitment in developing sports in the country at the grassroots level. Speaking during the unveiling of the sponsorship to football teams in Rai, the CS called on the youth to exploit their talents in order to represent Kenya in different international assignments.
Faith FC, Mwiki United, Roy United, Kasarani Football Club, Majimazuri FC and the Soul female team, the Roy Starlets, today received kits and cash sponsorship from SportPesa. Speaking during the event, Sports CS Ababu Namwamba noted that the government is planning to introduce grassroots leagues that will go a long way to scouting players who will be trained in the Kenya Academy of Sports to strengthen the sports in the coming days.
Chini ya mwaka mmoja tunarejesha kandanda ya Kenya kwenye ile hadhi inayostahili. Ligi yetu imerejea. Na ingawa kulikuwa na matatizo hapo mbeleni, ligi sasa imeanza kushika.
Also in attendance was SportPesa CEO and MP for Kasarani, Honorable Ronald Karauri, who promised to expand sponsorship to different clubs across the country. He also noted that the 5 million sponsorship will cater for the team's logistics and the team's upkeep.
Rising Starlets, our under-20 team, did very well the other day. Wamefunga Angola mabao 10-1 in that second round of the qualifiers. So boys, if you're not careful, the girls are coming for you.
Over 200 golfers are expected to participate in the KCB East Africa Golf Tour at the 18-hole Kigali Golf Course this coming weekend. Meanwhile, 12 junior golf players are among the beneficiaries of a 3-day high-performance training being held in Nairobi. Now, the camp is organized by the Kenya Golf Union in conjunction with the Royal and Ancient Golf Club of St Andrews in Scotland.
Top pros and amateur golfers will swing into action on Saturday in Rwanda. The series has so far seen 12 teams qualify for the much-awaited Pro-Am Grand Finale that will host 132 players at the current country club on November 24th. The KCB East Africa Golf Tour will then proceed to the 18-hole Nyali Golf Club on November 4th for another competitive showpiece. Meanwhile, Kenya, Egypt and Zimbabwe are the only countries that benefited from the 3-day high-performance training camp organized by the Kenya Golf Union in conjunction with the Royal and Ancient Golf Club of St Andrews in Scotland. The 12 junior golf players carefully selected by the Kenya Golf Union, the Kenya Ladies Golf Union and the Junior Golf Foundation.
Right after this high performance, we're putting the elite squad into a camp for about 5 months where they'll be training for 2 to 3 times a week, and then a squad for the Africa Junior Championships is going to be done in January.
Through the high performance training, we've learned a lot, especially for me. There were some slight changes in my swing and my technique. Paul Mackenzie from South Africa, he just ran that back. Yeah.
Daniel Kiragu, Elvis Moigwa, Mikael Kihara, among others were the players who took part in the training. The Africa High Performance Program is crucial, the long-term goal of qualifying golfers for the 2028 Olympic Games.
That's where we end the news this morning. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Mariambo, and I want to hand you over to my colleague in Kericho, that is Kamcha Menza, who is on standby, and she'll be bringing us up to speed with what's happening there in as far as the preparations for the Mashujaa Day, which is tomorrow, are going on. So thank you once again. My name is Mariambo. Hope to see you again next time.
Well, good morning to you, and thank you so much, Mariambo. Like you said, we are here in Kericho County, County 035, coming to you live from this end. Remember, this is the county that will be hosting the 60th Mashujaa Day, the national event. It will be held at the Kericho Green Stadium. That is tomorrow. And without much ado, I'm here and I'm joined by the Rift Valley Regional Commissioner, Dr. Abdi Hassan. We'll just want to understand from him, how ready is Kericho County? What are the preparations? Are the preparations over? We have less than 24 hours to go. And just inform you that Kericho is very cold. It's rainy. And it's very green. It's really, really beautiful. So for those who will be coming here, I'm here already, and this is just to make you want to come to Kericho. It's very green and not that dusty, because it's a bit raining and a bit cold, that calm weather. So allow me to welcome the region, Rift Valley Regional Commissioner. This is Dr. Abdi Hassan, to tell us about how the plans are underway, and of course more on what is happening in Kericho County. Remember, the theme of this year's Mashujaa Day is universal health coverage, so we will also be diving into that and also talk more on that. But before we go into all those details, Bwana County Regional Commissioner, is Kericho County ready to host this national event?
Thank you very much, Madam, and thank you for having me. First and foremost, we want to express our sincere gratitude to His Excellency the President and the government for picking or choosing Kericho to host this year's Mashujaa Day celebrations. We are honored, we are privileged, we are happy. Having said that, I want to inform the region residents and Kenya at large that we are ready. The preparations have been finalized. We are set and raring to go for tomorrow's Mashujaa Day in Kenya. Yes.
Talking about the preparations being underway, we understand that the event is going to be hosted at the Kericho Green Stadium. Maybe you could just inform us, how big is the stadium? What capacity is it? When was the construction started? Is it fully complete? Or today we are likely to see some preparations ongoing because we will be visiting that place. Maybe just give us the details about the preparations at the stadium.
Thank you. We started our preparations immediately after Madaraka Day. Soon after, we held that the Madaraka Day celebrations in Embu. And once it was confirmed that Kericho was going to host, we started our preparations in earnest. And we are happy to report that we have a new stadium, completely refurbished. It is not the one that people used to know. It is there is a complete overhaul of that stadium. The capacity, the seating capacity for that particular facility is 10,000. So we expect 10,000 guests who will be seated tomorrow. We do not anticipate, the preparations have been made. The renovations are complete. What is happening is just to fine tune, clean up a bit here and there, but we are ready and set for the big day, which is tomorrow. We expect the gates to be opened by 3 a.m. tomorrow. And we request all guests who are invited and wananchi to be seated by 7. By 7, everybody should have taken his or her seat, and there will be a lot of entertainment, a lot of activities, fanfare. We have already started. We are happy. Guests have already arrived for almost 1 week. Kericho has seen or witnessed visitors all over the country, and we are happy to receive them. We'll continue enjoying their visit, and we will continue fraternizing with them.
Taken to complete the stadium. It's one of the goodies that the Kericho residents have gotten. Like you said, it's a complete overhaul. It's a new one. So meaning it wasn't in good condition before. So now that is a gift or a benefit that Kericho County. But what has it taken to bring together the whole of the stadium into the good look it has today?
It has taken a lot of resources. I may not be in a position to say how much, but a lot of resources, a lot of time, a lot of planning, a lot of coordination. And there has been great design such that when people will be there tomorrow, they will see what I'm talking about as a complete overhaul of the stadium. We have new stands. We have a new pavilion, a brand new, with a capacity of 2,000 guests will be seated there, and we will have adequate space within and outside the stadium, and this is one of the legacies that the government would be able to leave behind for Kericho people, who will be able to enjoy the facility long after the Mashujaa Day celebration.
About Mashujaa Day celebrations, from where you sit as the regional commissioner, what has it taken to put together the Mashujaa Day event?
It has been great. We adopted the multi-agency approach. Various government ministries, departments and agencies, together with the county government, we have been having series and numerous meetings, consultations, both formal and informal, led by our PS internal, who has been chairing. We have a national celebrations committee which he chairs, and we have been having these meetings throughout since June to date, including up to today. We will continue having those meetings to ensure that all the nitty-gritty that surrounds the preparation is completed and to the expectation. So a lot has been taken on board. We have crisscrossed the entire county, including the preparation. We have had build-up activities, and as you rightly put it, the theme for this year, Mashujaa Day, is universal health coverage, which has had series of build-up activities. We have had the planting of trees besides that. So it's a composite program which is which covers various aspects, but the main theme and the core has been universal health care, health coverage, which we are very happy with the progress so far.
From where you sit, what do you think has been the impact of holding this celebration in Kericho County? You've talked about the preparations at the stadium, but we know there's a wider impact that this particular celebration or this particular national event has had to the residents or even within Kericho County. What is that impact that you feel that it has had to the county?
Number one is infrastructural development. A number of roads have been worked on, constructed. We have had expansion of the previous roads that were leading to the stadium. We have a complete, construction or reconstruction of the county commissioners' residence, where the garden party will be held. The Kerenga airstrip, which our visitors and guests will be landing and taking off, has also been completely changed. It was a bush, and it was, it wasn't in the standard that it was required, but right now it is in the best shape ever. And we are happy. Again, the stadium is a new facility. We also have very many visitors in terms of economic, yes, we will enjoy those facilities. I mean, the guests who will be coming, so there will be cash, floating around. So, and the choice of Kericho is also good. It will boost its name, and therefore many people would like to know where Kericho is, its location. Those who have not had the opportunity even to know what happens in Kericho will get that opportunity now to even to know it better. They only know. Yes, they know of tea, but their activities. Kericho is an agricultural, county, and even for sports, it has its, position, and therefore there's a lot. We also have the Kapkatet grounds. Many people have associated it with the politics and all. It is, it is a whole package of goodies, yeah, and therefore the coming of the people, Mashujaa Day, to this county is of immense value, and we will enjoy it for a long time to come.
Is asking about the security. What are the security arrangements that maybe you have put in place? We know Kericho borders a number of counties, and also it's a major road to other parts of the country. What are the security arrangements that you have put in place? Have you had to close some roads? Are there roads that will be closed? Kenyans need to know about that. From what time to what time, maybe with regards to that.
Thank you. We have made adequate security coverage, which includes, security management within Kericho town and its environs. We have made adequate arrangements in terms of traffic. We have also intensified our security patrols and surveillance. With regard to movement of vehicles, that is the transport section, yes, it is true some roads will be closed from today, 5 p.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow, for the purpose of ensuring that within the CBD we'll be able to allow the preparations to be complete, and therefore they are not interfered with. A number of roads will be also, there will be alternative routes so that we do not interfere with the flow of the traffic. Like, for example, those ones who will be coming from Bomet, Litein, all the way maybe from Kisii, as they approach Kericho, they will be diverted to other roads so that those who have no business within Kericho would be diverted and they will not be inconvenienced in one way or another. The same applies to those who are coming from Kisumu and those who are coming from Nakuru. All of them, they will be diverted. My appeal is that they cooperate and comply with the traffic instructions. The police officers will be strategically placed to ensure that they are not inconvenienced, and therefore they will be able to be directed to the alternative routes with a lot of ease and comfort. So I wish and I appeal to them that they comply and cooperate with the officers.
Still on the security issue, we have seen the sort of insecurity that has been shown, or rather has been experienced in the recent past at the Sondu, that is the border of Kericho and Kisumu. Are there steps or interventions that you have so far taken maybe to ensure there is sort of a harmonious coexistence between the two counties? You are the regional commissioner, and we understand the region is a bit big, has 14 counties, and Kericho is one of them. So from where you sit, are there interventions or steps that you've put in place to ensure there is that harmonious existence, even as we look at having a secure national event tomorrow?
It is true we have a challenge, some situation along the Kisumu-Kericho boundary, which is also the boundary of Nyanza and Rift Valley. At the Sondu market, we have had cases of stock theft from both sides. These are criminals. There is nothing like ethnic conflict. These are criminals who steal from either side. So we have made some efforts. We have put measures in place to ensure that we deal with the criminals. We have already profiled a number of criminals from Kericho side. We have done the same on the other side. We have liaised with our colleagues in Nyanza, and our main purpose is to enhance peaceful coexistence among these communities, share information, ensure there is collaboration, and we avoid incitement and people who stoke ethnic animosity. So we will also treat those people who incite and create hatred between the two communities as criminals. So the main problem is stock theft. So we are dealing with that business, which is illegal, and soon or later we'll be able to arraign a few of them before court. Yes.
Peace within the two counties and at the border. Thank you, Bwana RC. Allow me to just take a short break. We will be coming back in a few minutes. Let me hand it over back to the studio for the short break. But don't go far, because we'll be coming back and still engage more with the regional commissioner.
You're strangely nice. Is this about the open position?
No wonder you're the boss around. You can read people's minds.
If I want to go to nice places with fresh air and a great view and be on my phone, why can't I then? It will make me happy to get away from here for a while. I just want to have fun. Why don't you understand?
Known each other for years. Can we catch up for old time's sake?
Didn't you just get paid? How on earth is it possible that you have no money left?
Now that we're broken up, don't ever call me again.
نسمع اسم النبي لازم نصلي عليه اللهم صل عليه.
Kama Allah amekupatia uwezo wowote ule uko nao, basi wameabikum min ni'mat fa min Allah. Chochote unacho katika neema ni kutoka kwa Allah. Ile neema Mwenyezi Mungu aliyokupatia ndugu yangu, itumie kutangaza tauhidi.
Katika Qur'ani, katika suratul Fajr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala anasema kuwa wakati mja anajaliwa neema ya kuwa na mali, basi mja yule huwa mwenye kujifakhirisha sana na kusema kuwa Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala amemneemesha.
على شهرتي قالوا لي خرجتي في ظلام وعلي سويتي.
to appreciate them as well.
Well, welcome back. This is a live interview from Kericho County, County 035. Remember, this is the host of the 60th, or rather Kenya's 60th Mashujaa Day that will be held at the Kericho Green Tea Stadium. So before the break, I was engaging the regional commissioner, that is Dr. Abdi Hassan, and we were on the security bit. We're talking about the security within the region. You've spoken about the border at the Kericho and Kisumu, that is the Sondu, that recently witnessed some clashes. But we understand Rift Valley generally has had its fair share of insecurity. We have seen efforts from the national government in terms of trying to curb that particular insecurity. And there are short-term measures that were put and also long-term measures. Talking about the short-term measures, from where you sit, do you feel that they have started bearing fruits?
Thank you very much, Madam. It is true. We have had serious security challenges, especially in the North Rift, which covers 6 counties. It has been a very big problem, but I want to state here that the efforts that the government has put in place have been very successful, because our topmost priority was to silence the guns, which we have done. A number of measures, maybe to highlight them, included imposing a curfew, a 30-day dusk to dawn curfew, which is still in force, the surrender of illegal firearms, and the security operation, which is led by the National Police Service. So we implemented all this, besides engaging the community in terms of building peace and ensuring that there is a sustained peace in the region. We have also made a lot of livestock recoveries, and we have also been very tough on all those people whom we suspect to be engaged in cattle rustling and banditry. And therefore, the efforts that the government put in place, the measures, are very successful. We will continue ensuring that there is peace. A number of economic activities have resumed. People who ran away from their homes, they are back. The criminals who had taken, they had taken refuge in some gorges, caves, and in the forested areas, we have flushed them out, and we have ensured that there is heavy presence of security officers in those places to deter criminal activities from recurring. And we have also rehabilitated a number of schools, close to about 18 now, through other government agencies. And we are happy. So far the progress is good, but we are not complacent. We will continue being very vigilant, and we will not compromise on the peace and security that is prevailing. We are very grateful to His Excellency the President because of the goodwill and the commitment in ending this menace once and for all. We have gotten all the necessary support from our ministry headquarters, led by the CS and the PS. So we are ready and prepared to ensure that that particular corner of this region is safe. Yes, correct.
The security issue. Let's look at the theme of what this Mashujaa, what the benefits that Kenya will get once the Mashujaa Day is over. We understand there'll be the launch of the UHC. The theme of this year's Mashujaa Day again is still on UHC. Local administration. What is the role of local administration in the implementation of UHC?
This is a major program that is under the bottom-up transformation agenda, that is, in short, is called BETA, or the plan. We have a major and critical role as NGAO, that is National Government Administrative Officers. We partner with county government, and our specific role is to support the registration, to ensure that people are mobilized and registered to enjoy the benefits of the universal health coverage. So we are almost approaching 30,000. 300,000 new registration, and we have 20. Yes, we have 300,000 close as newly registered, and we are almost heading to the target that is required. And we continue to sensitize the public on the need to have this insurance, because it will assist them in meeting, their daily concerns in terms of health. Yes.
You roped in the public, but you still haven't expounded on them. Maybe the role of the public in the implementation of UHC in your case.
Ours is to inform them on the importance, on the need to register, and the benefits that they will accrue or they will get from having an insurance. Because in the past, people have really suffered in terms of meeting their hospital bills. Either they have taken loans, they have surrendered their, provided collateral of their land. There have been numerous harambes, fundraisings all over, and eventually they have not been successful. In fact, it has made people to be destitute and poor. But this particular program will be able to caution them from those effects and therefore benefit by saving and registering, so that they can be comfortable in terms of accessing health facilities, health services from the health facilities.
Public health facilities.
Right.
So Kericho County is within the Rift Valley. We understand the El Nino rains are coming. Rift Valley is one of the areas that has experienced an overflow or rather flooding over the lakes, the Lake Baringo, Lake Bogoria, and we have seen in the previous past, we have seen families displaced. Are there interventions? Are there steps that, as the rains start, are there steps that have been taken by the region to try and see that when the rains come, then the locals are not affected as much as we have seen before in terms of disaster management?
It's correct, Madam. What we have done is that we had a meeting that was chaired by His Excellency the Deputy President in Nairobi. And following that meeting, jointly with the county government, disaster management committees have been set up, plans have been set up, strategies have been, worked on. We have mapped hotspot areas in all the counties. We have not picked, specific county. It is across the 14 counties. However, we have our own within the region. We have specific counties that are vulnerable. Vulnerable to floods, landslides, and other rain-related disasters or emergencies or hazards. So we have made elaborate programs. We continue to sensitize the public to be aware of the consequences of the El Nino rains. Wananchi are aware. They have been sensitized. We have made adequate arrangements if it is to relocate, if it is to intervene or mitigate the effects. We are prepared and set to go.
Before we wind up, maybe in 2 minutes or in 1 minute, what message do you have to the visitors who will be visiting Kericho County as we celebrate the Mashujaa Day?
I want to invite them to Kericho to enjoy themselves. First, to come and join us to celebrate together this great day, Mashujaa Day in Kericho tomorrow. The security is good. We have made sure that the stay of our visitors is as comfortable and convenient as practically possible. People here are very friendly, they are welcoming, and we hope for the best and look forward to one of the most, remarkable days in national event in Kericho. We are very grateful. Yes.
For giving us this opportunity to talk to you this morning ahead of the Mashujaa Day that will be held tomorrow, and we appreciate you for that. As we leave this place, allow me to appreciate this hotel. This is the Sunshine Hotel at the heart of Kericho County that has given us this room to have an engagement with the regional commissioner. But that's it from here. We will be bringing you live events as they take place from this Kericho County. Today is Thursday, but tomorrow we will be coming coming live to you, of course, with all the day's events that will be happening here in Kericho County, County 035, that will be holding Kenya's 60th Mashujaa Day. My name is Kamche Menza. I now hand it over back to studio. Mariambo, if you can hear me, back to you.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Kamche, for that elaborate, sitting with the Kericho Regional Commissioner, that is Dr. Abdi Hassan. My colleague Kamche Menza was talking to the Regional Commissioner, that is Kericho County, Dr. Abdi Hassan, and quite elaborate interview there, where he has already elaborated on some of the preparations of the Mashujaa Day tomorrow. He's talked about the security being beefed up, and that guests, they're actually expecting 10,000 people in this Kericho Green Stadium. And if you're planning to be there, remember he said that you should be seated by 7 a.m. He's also talked about the North Rift region in terms of security issues there. There's been a lot of conflicts there, but again, they have been able to work as the administration, officers, to ensure that there's peace prevailing in that region. So thank you once again for keeping it KBC Channel 1. Remember, Mashujaa Day is tomorrow. KBC will be live. My colleague Kamche Menza will be there to bring you up to speed with everything that will be happening over there. The theme for this year, remember, Mashujaa Day is universal healthcare coverage, just encouraging people to embrace promotive and preventive health at the community level. So thank you once again. My colleagues are in studio. There is DJ Unique in studio. Mike is also on standby together with Vivian. They'll be steering you through the remainder of the program. My name is Maria Ambo, hoping to see you again next week. And I want to hand it over now to DJ Unique.
All the hits, all the time.
Nilisikia hiyo bass, kasema aki lazima nitadance. Hiyo dance nishuama Ocampo anagaze. Sawa tu gospel ifike hadi days.
Nikipata mkisifu ntawajoin teke teke, mimi nitaruka hiyo tu. Kiti pia nitapiga teke, nikipata mkishukisha mimi lazima nitaipandisha.
Na wale wanachafua
msijali nitaisafisha.
Leo tasababisha vile sijawahi fanya nitaipiga. Mungu wangu apewe sifa, kwa magoti ya darani na msifia. Congrats wa Yesu, Mungu wako.
Siwezi explain. Siwezi explain. Anafanya nina do. Siwezi explain. Siwezi explain. Zile blessings ana shower. Siwezi explain. Siwezi explain. Come through kama kawa. Siwezi explain. Siwezi explain. Vile vitu zinaenda se huku ni wapi. Mi ukusho ulo msini numina. Nataka ni break anemia. Ubeka gani. Lipa mosena ni safu kama wow, sijui kauna nipata. Believe ka Mary, fight ka Devi. bado ni dance ka yeye. Itisha verse gani ya say. Ya mo parent, someshe kapo. Bill kano, above all, nipende ka yes. Vile God and come through, siwezi explain. Siwezi explain. Anafanya nina do things, siwezi explain. Siwezi explain. Zile blessings and a shower, siwezi explain. Siwezi explain.
Saa zingine life utuweka kwa kona, unadhani umefika mwisho, juu ya stress na mahangaiko.
Unique
na saa zingine life utubamba sana. No time for the bad mind people, wakadinali avoid those people. Ukiwa na stress usijinyonge, tafuta mtu mkae chini mbonge. Lazima tutafines, sisi sio wanyonge. Leo mahangaiko, lakini kesho mafanikio. Awote furahia maisha, kwa hii dunia sote tunapita. Furahia maisha, kwa hii dunia sote tunapita.
Yo, unaona nikiwaroga tu, nikiwashika tu, pia mi ukapitia tu. Ni mwana mamangu akiwa mgonjwa, najua vile na feel. Nimepoteza familia, nimekuwa na depression, najua vile na feel. Ama testimony kama nimekuwa poa, buda pia utahil. Kitu muhimu ni peace ya life, kukapitia ni part ya life. Na send good energy away, bad energy stay far away. Hello, smile kidogo, punguza stress. Hello, smile kidogo, smile.
Awote furahia maisha, kwa hii dunia sote tunapita. Furahia maisha, kwa hii dunia sote tunapita. Mr. DJ mziki tunangoja, umechelewa mziki tunangoja. Umetuweka na mziki unashika kutoka kwa kanisa na kila boda. Hello, mimi na Agila tuko buja, tumechill na mamodo tukukubiza. Waiter,
all the hits all the time.
Utazidi tukukucha kucha.
Listen to me careful in the bazani ya good news. Ngo kwa Yesu ni ohuzo ya my good vibes. Just do it in the bro, begurati holy pass. Umuronka gusa ubutima bura sauce.
Mr. DJ mziki tunangoja, umechelewa mziki tunangoja.
Umetuweka na mziki inashika kutoka kwa kanisa na mpaka kila boda.
Yesu ni full of vibe, vibe. Ukukwa Yesu ni full of vibe, vibe.
Ukukwa Yesu ni full of vibe, vibe, vibe. And say, together. Vibe. Basirie bebe, na neno imeshika tukirie bebe. Kanisa imba sote tuendelee bebe. 1, 2, tukisema rie bebe. Ai, rie bebe, nasema rie bebe. Hakuna mwingine ka wewe tunarie bebe. Ai, rie bebe, nasema rie bebe. Alfa na Omega amefanya tunarie bebe. Ai, haijalishi unapitia nini, kitu niko sure atakutoa chini. Bora wewe tu umwamini, kitu ya kufanya wewe zidi tu kucheza chini. Daudi aliomba zikarie bebe, Elia akaomba zikarie bebe, Paulo na Sila gereza zote rie bebe, nawe zidi omba.
And we are back. Welcome to Good Morning Kenya, this being Entertainment Thursday. And our business here today is to ensure that you get entertained. And we promise to do just that, as I am with my colleagues right here. And I have already seen our guest artists are already in studio. Almost all of them are already in studio. So you should be ready to have nothing but a good time. And as is the usual, put your dancing shoes on, because Unique the DJ leo amesema atatufanyia ile kitu hapo kwa Dex. And he will ensure that we get to have some good time. Unique, leo tuta expect ngoma kama gani?
Leo tuna kata cross na zile za kitambo bado, old school. Bado tuko na new school bado tuko hapa. So any song that utakuwa relate nayo, ingia pale kwa inbox tuambie na relate na gani.
Juu zitashika.
Zitakuwa mbaya sana.
In no time.
Yeah. Yes. Mike, what should we be expecting from you today?
Well, the show is packed. We have lots of interviews to do. We have artists already in the house. So you need to stay tuned to Entertainment Thursday here on Good Morning Kenya.
Absolutely. A lot has been happening in the world of entertainment. Tumeona watu wamelipa mahari.
Oh, yes.
Tumeona watu wakilalamika mbona sura ya mtoto imeonyeshwa bila wao kujua. Tumeona that is
There's a lot.
There's a lot that has been happening. And the other thing I saw wasanii. I love these people. Did you guys see Diamond Platnumz akikuwa hospitalini? Amesema yuko sick. He's asking his fans to send a prayer, just pray for him because he's unwell. Amepatwa na kihoma kikali, as he put it. And then all of a sudden tunamwona anaenda Wasafi Festival akiwa kwenye ambulance.
Yes.
I'm like, was he really sick? Is it a stunt?
Zilikuwa tu antics.
Alafu kwa stage akona Zuchu amevaa kama nurse. I'm like, sasa tutaamini nini?
Nimesema Zuchu nikakumbuka kuna story mama yake Khadija Kopa alisema. So far hakuna kitu Diamond amefanya kulingana na mila chenye kinaonyesha he wants to be with her. So alisema kama uko na posa unaweza peleka, so DJ
Zuchu ako open. According to the mother, she's open to see anyone because bado hajalipiwa mahari. Anyway, we have a lot in store. As I had mentioned, I will be talking to two amazing artists, one from right here in the 254 and the other from Nigeria. And then Mike, as he also mentioned, he has a lot of interviews as well. Okay, there are two, not a lot. Two more interviews from Mike. So you just want to stay tuned right here to Entertainment Thursday for that and much more. My name is Vivian Dagwa.
And I am Mike Migwe. Welcome to the show.
Mziki imeenda
wapi? Nani ametanyanga?
What have you done to me? I don't know. What have you done to me? I don't know. Believe me, believe me, believe me. It has been you. I need you.
Most definitely. Welcome back to Entertainment Thursday. My name is Mike Migwe, and in studio already we have our artist. Her name is Anne Morris. She's a gospel artist, and she's going to tell us a little bit of herself and her musical journey, the challenges she has faced. Welcome to the studio. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Just to start with, who is Anne Morris?
Anne Morris is a born-again Christian who loves to share the word of God, because the Bible tells us to be missionaries. That is our primary responsibility on this earth, to share the gospel. And I love sharing the gospel, and now I'm sharing it in music. I've always sung, but now, I'm using it as a tool to share the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Nice. How long have you been in the music industry?
Recording, as far as it comes to recording, I recorded my first songs in May of this year. I started writing in November, and so far so good. Yes.
Now, your songs, talk a little bit about, there's a song called Eternity Beheld. It's very catchy. Tell us the story behind that song.
That song, I love it also because it's a fun song.
Yes.
And it is gospel truth. It's God's gospel truth. It's very scriptural, it's biblical. If you're a Christian, it is the truth of our story. And it is... it tells a story in a way that there is no blockbuster movie that can tell, but it is truth. Yes, so I find it very inspiring. I'm hoping it will inspire a lot of Christians on their journey, and also people who have not made a decision to follow Christ, to just think about whether this is something good that they might want to consider to entrust their lives to Christ. Yeah.
Okay, now we are going to take a very short break, and then we'll be back.
I want to take this opportunity as the Cabinet Secretary for Health to invite you to Kericho County on the 20th of October, where His Excellency the President shall be launching officially the universal health coverage. Come and witness over 4,000 community health promoters from across the county. They'll be showcasing what it is that we have been able to put together as a ministry. Welcome, Kenyans.
In Kenya, 9 in 50 children are stunted. That is to mean they are too short for their age.
It is only 60% of the babies that were enumerated and exclusive breastfeeding. And we know the mother's milk is almost self-contained in terms of nutrients.
This week, we discuss childhood nutrition.
People living with HIV, they have children, they cannot breastfeed. Those children should be put on alternatives. We must come up with evidence-based policies. Policies that are based not on theory, but on research.
Make sure you tune in.
I'm so in love with Uriel, and I thought he was the love of my life.
That's the way love is. You know, sometimes it comes into our lives to bring us happiness.
You are gonna pay for this, Victor.
Take it easy. Don't worry. We're not gonna press charges. Prison is not enough of a punishment for the damage you caused my company. You definitely ruined my business.
I can't believe this is the end, you know.
There was never a beginning.
I hope you don't regret what you were doing.
Karibu tena sana. Welcome back to Good Morning Kenya's Entertainment Thursday. We continue with the conversation with Anne Morris, our artist of the day. Now, most of your songs that I've listened to are written in English, and people out there are used to songs zenye ziko na blend ya Sheng, Kiswahili and English. What motivated you to write in your song specifically in English?
It's simply the language I'm most comfortable in. I grew up at a time where we didn't speak Sheng.
Yes.
And I'm a child of 2 villages and a city.
Yes.
So those villages are more rural. So growing up, we didn't really speak Kiswahili. The city has not really turned me into a Swahili speaker so much as I can express myself and understand.
Yes.
To sing a song and really put the message that I want to put in there,
yes,
I might not be able to use Swahili so much, but I find myself comfortable in English. Yes.
So, faith and songwriting.
Yes.
Especially for a gospel artist, they go hand in hand.
Yes.
How does faith influence your songwriting?
I'm writing what I believe. I'm writing what I've been learning in my journey of salvation, and since I was a child going to church.
Yes.
And so for me it's very authentic because it comes from the heart and it's totally what I believe and it is what is written.
Yes.
Yes.
I've had some artists write their songs based on their life experiences or experiences of other people. Yes. Have you had that, or have you written a song based on your life experiences?
Yes, most definitely.
Yes.
It is what I have lived, and not all of it, but also what is anticipated, what I anticipate. And so when I sing, I'm singing, what I completely believe. I'm trying to put a message out there that I'm sold into myself. Yes.
So is there a specific event in your life that shaped the way you wrote maybe a song or?
Well, I have several songs and each one of them is influenced by a thought process. And definitely my experiences come into play. If I can talk about like now the eternity beheld.
Yes.
I would have to say I'm looking back at where I've come from my youth or from my childhood and up to where I am and what I have seen other people walking in faith, how they have progressed, some of them have passed on, and the experiences that I've seen with my God as I walked along. And so I feel very confident just putting the song out there that if you took me to account, I'd feel I'm fully accountable for the words that are in the song.
The words that are in the song.
Yes.
And especially the message.
And the message.
Now, let's talk about the gospel industry in Kenya. In your own perspective,
yes,
how has it evolved?
The gospel music industry?
Yes.
It's evolving. Personally, I would think it's evolving in a good way and in a bad way. Because the young people have really taken up the gospel.
Yes.
I think early on in the years, it was more like for a middle-aged generation and all that, and the Sunday school people. But now I see a generation of youth who are really sold out into the gospel. And they believe and they are proactive about it. And that is very heartening for me. And there is a lot of music, I think with the social media, the internet, a lot of media houses, there's a lot of exposure. So a lot of young people are singing gospel music and a lot of it is good.
Yes.
But I also feel that we are conforming a bit. We want to do our gospel like the world is doing their secular music. And I feel that that's not a way to go. That's not the way to go. We should not conform because the Bible calls us to be transformed.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we should not be conforming to the standards of this world.
You've mentioned social media.
Yes.
And we are in the age, information age.
Yes.
Everything is happening on social media, online. How How has social media helped you grow in your music journey?
Tremendously, because I find myself now on forums that I really never thought of using.
Yes.
Because I'm more like someone who works in an office. And I find that people are very friendly.
Yes.
I never really thought I'd need social media, but you reach out to people who don't even know you, or people reach out to you and they don't know you, and they give you words of encouragement. And also you realize that when you approach them, they come on board. And they have nothing to gain, really. I've realized that social media really connects people, and it connects generations, because now I have people who probably I would not have interacted so much with by virtue of differences in age and perspective, but we do connect. Yes.
Like any other industry,
gospel,
especially gospel music, has its own fair share of challenges.
Yes.
Now, as an artist, since you started singing, how have you found hope amidst some challenges that you might have faced? How did you find hope amidst all that?
I think because I haven't been there for so long, my challenge mostly has been to try and break my music out there so people can listen. And I think the other social media has helped a lot there. And I think another challenge is that it actually requires a lot of resources. You need to invest some money, which might be hard to come by in this economy. You also need to invest time. Because in gospel, you want to put something that can represent the Church of Christ. It can be representative, and so you don't want to just sing a song and put it out there. So those are challenges that I think people are facing. You have to study the Word of God to be able to put out an authentic message, because it's the Word of God that transforms and that builds people up, not our words.
So the best, writing a gospel song, one must be ready to go through the Bible, read and understand, to come up with a perfect message
please.
for the audience.
Yes, I think it's important.
What would you tell a person or a lady, a young girl who wants to get into gospel music right now?
Go slow, because the Word of God is not it's not cheap. You need to just don't go after the entertainment factor. You don't want to go and give a performance. You want to go and worship. You want to go and praise God. Or you want to pass a message that will help somebody, and it could be life-changing. And so you don't want to just go and give a performance or entertain a crowd, which is very easy to do sometimes, because for a young person, we tend to want to move faster when we are young. And if you go and can hype up a crowd and make them, want to dance along, and maybe there is no message in the song, but people are hyped up, it can kind of distract you. And being a woman also obviously, I think women are empowered nowadays. You can go out and do it. But look after yourself.
Now, as we wind up,
what
can your fans expect from you in terms of new music, new collaborations, projects?
I really hope, God willing, that I can release a Christmas song. Christmas is a favorite season of mine. And God willing, I should be able to do that. And there'll be many more songs.
What makes Christmas unique for you? No, but not the chapati part.
Did I tell you I just grew up in a rural setup?
Yes.
We really celebrated Christmas in a big way. There was always this general feeling of goodwill and joy. And I've grown up with that. Sometimes when you come from a large family, there's a lot of fun to be had around those seasons. And also because the message of Christmas is actually a celebration. It's about celebrating.
Thank you so much for gracing our show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And we wish you all the best in your musical endeavors.
Asante.
We have been talking to Anne Morris, who is a gospel artist, and she has highlighted a few things that she has gone through, and at least advised those who are coming up or getting into the music industry on what to do and what not to do. We'll be taking a very short break. DJ, kuna ngoma yake? Unaweza tuchezea? Tuchezee. Yes.
ukikosea urudi nyuma, kuomba msamaha, nyenyekevu si ujinga, ndiyo nguvu yenyewe.
Moyo wa binadamu siku zote una mambo mengi, chuki, fitina na kuyatamani ya dunia mengi. Nilikuwa nimepotea,
ulipotea,
sasa ninarejea. Nilikuwa nimepotea,
ulipotea,
sasa ninarejea. Jinsi nilivyo,
Bwana nakuja, nipokee, nipokee Yesu, narudi. Nisaidie, Bwana narudi, nakuja, nipokee Yesu.
Napenda sana ukitabasamu, inapendeza, inanijaza, inafanya mimi nizubae kila nikikona kwa ile kona. Umeteka moyo wangu na fikira zangu zote, sasa mimi sijiwezi. Umenipa wakati mgumu wa kufanya nisisinzie, kwa kukuwaza kila wakati. Uye, kila wakati.
Nisijuti kupata wokovu ningali kijana.
Nimepata amani iliyo ya kweli, amani ambayo sikupata kwingine.
Mungu nayejivunia si Mungu niliyesikia, ni Mungu ambaye nimeona akitenda.
Kwake napata raha, kila kitu nafanyiwa, sio ni hasara, Mungu ananipenda.
Kwake napata raha, kila kitu nafanyiwa, sio ni hasara, Mungu ananipenda. Nimependa, nimependa unavyonitendeza.
They don't know what they're even looking for. Ask them, they don't know what they're even looking for. And I'm not ashamed, though. I'm not ashamed, though. Oh, 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 oh. I'm not ashamed, though. I'm not ashamed, though. Oh, 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 oh. Hey. Fiti, 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 nasikia fiti, 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 nasikia fiti, yeah. Fiti, 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 nasikia fiti, 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 nasikia fiti, fiti, nasikia fiti. DJ cheza ngoma wasikie fiti, zikishika basi wa dance juu ya kiti. Sini wale tumeokoka na tuviti, tumeokoka na tuviti. Majika kinipa na dunda na biti. Good vibes from Sunday to the weekend.
All the hits, all the time.
Hey. Yeah, so I keep A1. Amekuwa nami ever since day one. Yeah, and he's the one true son. Usiniulize ukitaka enda soma John 1. Naamka asubuhi najijenga na word. Double-edged sword cut into the lies of man. Wanasema mimi ni slave, unasema niko free. Ndio maana ndani yako nina feel niko fit. They don't know what they're even looking for. Ask them, they don't know what they're even looking for. And I'm not ashamed, though. I'm not ashamed, though. Oh, 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 oh. I'm not ashamed, though. I'm not ashamed, though. Oh, 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 oh. Hey. Fiti, 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 nasikia fiti, 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 nasikia fiti, yeah. Fiti, 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 nasikia fiti, 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 nasikia fiti. Waulize wakwambie wanaishi kwa nini.
Ukiamka bwana tafuta nini yo.
Yes, 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 yes. The hit maker of that particular song, Fiti, is right here in studio. He is a songwriter, singer, and gospel rapper, and award-winning, by the way, Manolo. Yo. How are you doing, Manolo?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Mwaka mzima tunaonana leo.
Surely leo ni happy birthday,
happy New Year,
happy
Easter. Mashujaa is tomorrow.
It's tomorrow, yeah. But you're well?
Yeah, I'm good. You've been okay?
I've been okay. Thank you for having me on the show.
We are glad to have you here, Manolo. Yeah. Tomorrow we get to celebrate Mashujaa Day. I don't know, very quickly, maybe who you'll be celebrating as your Shujaa?
My Shujaa, definitely my folks. My folks are my Shujaas, my parents. I mad respect to them, you know. For us, for millennials, we say our parents are the boomers. And you know, they're the ones who like, wakona zile stories that tulienda shule bila viatu. And you know, sometimes we laugh at those stories, but they are for real, they are true. Sometimes, you know, I mean, it's such an honor and a privilege. Anytime naenda na mzae Ocha, we go to the reserve area, and he shows me this is where I used to school. We used to come here in the morning. We used to go and fetch firewood here. And I'm just like, man, these are my Shujaas. Yes.
To see the life that they got to give you from what they had. You definitely have to celebrate them.
It's so little, and then, you know, they come up with a lot. And so just celebrate them.
Amazing,
mad
amazing.
And to every other parent out there who's working hard to make sure that their kids are staying in school, who's working hard, who's doing something just to make sure that their kids have a life.
They're all Shujaas to us.
All Shujaas to us.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah. What a way to put it. Now, Manolo, there's something I always love to hear from every artist who comes on this show, or every artist that I get a chance to interview, and that is, I would love to know your earliest memories of music. When you actually knew that, okay, this is music. There's actually something known as music. Can you remember when that was for you?
Oh man, my earliest memory of music is so I'll pivot again. So to my dad, every Sunday morning, my dad would play a lot of music. And that's how we know it's church. And so my earliest memory is that used to be one of my favorite moments in the whole week. I used to look forward to like music coming from, you know, the living room in the morning, and you know, it's playing all these Tanzanian choirs. TZ wamekuwa na to rock for a while. Kutoka back then.
And they still are doing that.
Yeah,
right
guys says I'm like, you don't know Shinyanga AIC choir.
Okay, the Shinyanga you know is the song Shinyanga Shiwe.
No. For those who know, TZ has been rocking Kenya for a while. So I used to look forward to those Sundays, and we used to have this guy, Muhubiri. Man, I'm telling my age.
Hey Manolo, how old are you?
Cassette zake zilikuwa zinachezwa kutoka morning mpaka jioni. And you're like, man. So that's my earliest memory of music. I used to know there's this thing that I enjoy. There's a way that I feel and I move when I hear these songs being played. And that's my earliest memory.
And from then, did you maybe want to get into the music industry, or you were just enjoying the music? And when exactly did you decide, okay, I think this is something I want to get into? Yeah,
you know, for me, music was passion. It was just something I really enjoyed doing. And as I got, you know, as I grew even in church, I realized this is a tool we can use, because we had that moment of praise and worship. I was like, so there's a way we can use music to worship God. God created music for something. It's a tool. He created it to do something. And then as I went on, now in 2012, I realized, oh man, I can go to the studio and record something. And that's the first time I went to the studio. I was in a group called Rika.
Yeah.
We went together, recorded some nice urban gospel music. And from then on, the rest is history.
Recap was huge. I mean, it was the urban group, you know. Ilikuwa wale wanakama cool kids. It was such a dope group, and you were the lead member of that particular group, as you just mentioned. So since you went solo, since you got into your solo career, which you did in 2018, so this is the 5th year, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Just how has that journey been, being that you were part of a group and now working solo? How has that been for you?
Oh man, it's been an interesting journey. You know, one of the main things you realize as soon as you leave a group is that, you know, you don't have that support you had. So you can easily second guess yourself. When you're in a group, you're like, 3 of us, 4 of us are in agreement on this thing. You have more confidence when you're doing it.
Manolo, I'll have to.
Fiti nasikia fiti, waulize wakwambie wanaishi kwa nini, wakiamka wanatafuta nini juu pesa na mali zinapita nani. Kuna wengi wako nazo na bado hawaridhiki, si vibaya kutafuta riziki, lakini chunga zisikumiliki, tafute Yesu kwake nimepata satisfaction, and prayer is the number one action. First things first, I'ma seek your kingdom. Sina pupa baba, let your will be done. Better man from a lesser man, I'm a changed man. Look back, never look back. If we kept that, he did that, I don't know. Let me break it down. 3 nails, 1 cross, and I'm free. So I still don't know what they're even looking for. Manolo, one time. They don't know what they're even looking for. I'm not a shame. I'm not a try. I'm not a shame. I'm not a shame. Bado mina try. Bado mina try. Bado mina try.
All the hits all the time.
Unique boy. Bado najaribu. Don't give up on me just yet. Bado mina try. Bado mina try. Being a young Christian si easy. Saa zingine nina feel ni kama nina cheesy. Vitu ninafaa kudu sidu. Vitu misifaa kudu ndio nadu. Mbona naharibu, yeah. Seems like neno liko ukipanda shetani anakuja na magugu wanapanda pia. Sijui nini hunishika sometimes mimi nakulenga. It's like I don't even really care. How am I supposed to be like Jesus when I leave the church, roll it up, smoke it up with my peers? Ndio maana hawaombi Biblia, hawasomi juu yule anasema ameokoka, pia anataka tukuchana na umoja. Bado mina try. Bado mina try. Bado mina try. Bado najaribu. Don't give up on me just yet. Bado mina try. Bado mina try. Baba si excuse, lakini si fault yangu nikiwa form 2. Badala wacheze movie and done, niliingia nikapata wakiplay PORN. Baba si excuse, lakini si fault yangu. Mtaani niligrow, nilikuwa exposed to a lot. Jirani ana madem kasaba ndani ya box. Makaswords nazo amejaza akitalk. Hizi ndizo struggles mina bado. Nasimama Sunday na fall by Sato. Najua siko peke yangu, leo tungerudi Eden, Adam bado wangekula apple. Wengi tumekwama kwenye cycle. Fall then we pray, then we fall then we pray again. Lakini Mungu wewe ndio the answer. Sita give up. Bado mina bado. Bado mina try. Bado mina bado. Bado mina try. Bado najaribu. Don't give up on me just yet. Bado mina try. Bado mina try. As long as umenipa breath, bado huja give up on me. Mbona mini try? On the cross, pale Calvary. Wewe hukutry, ulidu ukanipa freedom. Ukanipa freedom. Lazima mini try. Bado mina try. Bado mina try. Kile mimi nataka tu sema kitafanyika. Kile mimi nataka tu kisema kitafanyika. Baba neno moja tu sema kitafanyika. Baba neno moja tu sema kitafanyika. Kikafanyika kile Abrahamu alitaka tu, ulisema kikafanyika. Leo nataka uponyaji, imani kwa aweza yatawanya maji. Mimi nataka munijibu swali, akifungua mlango wa kufunga nani? I call upon Jesus, I call upon Jesus, I call upon Jesus, I call upon Jesus. Kile mimi nataka tu sema kitafanyika. Kile mimi nataka tu kisema kitafanyika. Moja tu
I am sure that you enjoyed those songs from Manolo. He is right here in studio with us, as you had seen earlier. In case you're joining us, yes, Manolo is here in studio with us. And before we took that short break, we had a little of a technical hit, and you were just explaining to me how that transition has been for you and how your journey as a solo artist has been 5 years on.
Yes, you know, the biggest change is that from when you leave a group and now you go solo, there's, you know, you lose that support, of course. You know, when you're in a group, you decide on something and you're like, we're in agreement, let's go ahead. But now you go by yourself. And so you have to fight with second guessing and, you know, that self-doubt. And, you know, you have to really dig into the word. One of the scriptures that really encourages me, it says, the smallness you feel did not come from God. You know, any smallness you feel in the field that you're in, it does not come from God. God is pro things. He's positive. He's for you. He has good plans for you. And so anytime I feel that small-mindedness, I feel that self-doubt coming, just like, you know, this has not come from God. Yeah.
Okay, and your sound, I feel like it has kind of changed. You know, from the time you decided to go solo to now. How would you say it has morphed for you?
Wow, I'd say in the group we did a lot of urban music. It was so much rap because we were 3 rappers. So, you know, you have to accommodate that. But as Manolo, I can rap, I can sing, you know, I lead worship at church. And so all that has been fused into my style, just as being Manolo. And so I would say it has mellowed out more and has become a bit more mainstream, if you would say.
And I love the new style that you're going with. I mean, we're going to talk about the album that is actually going to be released today at 10.
Yes, we're counting a few hours.
Baada ya masaa machache hivi, the album will be dropping, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But I'd love to, I wouldn't want this interview to end without us talking about Siko Solo. Tell me about the initiative Siko Solo and what you're doing with it. I see that now you have a podcast also, still in line with that. Just tell me a bit about that.
So Siko Solo is a mental health initiative, and this started in 2020. Came together with one of my friends, Miri Monari, and we started this initiative that is all about mental health awareness. And what we're trying to do is make sure that we talk about it and create that conversation around it as much as we can. You know, for those who don't know, come in. For those who know, come in. Because, you know, for a long time, mental health has been seen as, hii ni topic ya mababi, hii ni kitu ya watu wa uptown, you know, but, you know, which is such, it's a myth. Because in reality, mental health is something that we are all facing. You know, the statistics zinaenda zikichange every day. It was 1 in 5. Now it's going to up to 1 in 3 people are facing mental health challenges.
1 in 3?
Yeah. So it's something that we need to face even as a society. I love what the government is doing about it. You know, could be better. Of course, there's room for improvement, but I love that there are strides going in. You know, even in our country and just our society looking at that. And for me, I'm saying, as Manolo, I'm not a professional in that field, but I can do something. In the sphere of influence that God has given me, I can do something. I can talk about it. I can let people know. And you know, our dream and our hope is to see mental health be something that can be talked about in the family unit. That in every family, it's something that you can talk about. You, as a father, you can have a conversation with your children about depression, about anxiety, about like people can have that knowledge.
That's a really, really good initiative that you have, and I'm glad that more people are talking about mental health, because last week we also had someone in studio, actually 2 people in studio, who are actually also talking about mental health. So I love that we are screaming about it now. You know, we are no longer silent. It's no longer a topic that we just speak in harsh tones. We are putting it out there, and I love to see it. Now let's get into the business of the day, which is Karibu the album.
Karibu the album.
It is your debut album.
Yes.
Why now?
First album as Manolo. Why now? Man, I think God's timing is the best. God's timing is the best. Yeah, his timing is just amazing. You know, I didn't even plan on doing an album. I met up with one of my good friends. He's a producer. And he's worked on a lot of secular music, but kikweli ye mwenyewe, the way I know him and how he leads his life, he's a youth pastor, so I was like, bro, he's like, hii ni unga man, mimi natafuta tu unga, lakini and I asked him, mbona basi auchangi kwa hii side ingine ya gospel yenye najua uko passionate about. Kama mimi sijapata msanii serious mwenye naweza work naye, nikamwambia nipe session na kuja sahi. Nikamwambia come, and that's how we started.
Oh, really?
So Wadomole and I started recording songs. Every week we would do like 3-4 songs, and we just started recording. And out of all those sessions, Karibu is one of the projects that was born. Yes.
Karibu has 20 songs. How long did it take you to put the work of art together?
So started working on Karibu in 2021. 2021. It's long since
2021.
Akisema yote in full 2021.
2000.
Yeah. So 2021 is when we started working on this project. And so we're just recording, you know, venye Mungu tu anatupa inspiration, tuna record. And then, you know, from that, I sent out a couple of songs. I sent out to many people. I was like, I would love you to be on this project with me, collab with me on this. Called out to many people. Few came back, few got back to me, and we got to do collabs, amazing collabs with Alice Kimanzi, Paul Clement from TZ, Zorabu from TZ, Dadio and the legend himself.
Wow.
We got to do a song with one of the really, really good collabs that I love in there is with Recap. So the group that I was in...
You've actually worked with Recap on this album?
I was like, kujeni tuwape moja.
Wow.
So, yeah, and so nimeenjoy sana kuwork on this project since 2021. It's been a long time coming, and, you know, good things take time, great things take even more time. So there we are.
Amazing. As you've mentioned, you've collaborated with several artists, big artists actually, let me not say just artists. You've collaborated with dope artists, great artists, and you've done 9 collaborations.
Yes.
So how did you go about picking? You said you reached out to a number of people.
Yes.
What were you looking for when you were reaching out to each person that you tried to reach out to and the ones that are in the album?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you here, Vivian. When you want to do collaborations, sometimes you reach out to people and they have this grandiose mentality. They know, mimi ni mkubwa kushinda huyu. So, I mean, watakusumbua and all that. And for some time, hata sikuwa nafanya collaborations because I was like, people I reach out to and I feel, kuna upcoming flani nasaidia hapa. And I didn't want that because it spoils the vibe of the song. And, you know, somehow, even the audience get to feel that thing for hii alikuja tu akaekelea na akaenda akaekelea tu verse, you know what I'm saying? Hii alikuja akaekelea tu verse na akaenda home. So what I was looking for is authentic relationship with most of the people I've done songs with in this album. There are people who we've sat down, we've talked, I've told them how they inspired me, how I grew up listening to Dadio, and yani akitoa tulie tokange tulie to, I was in school like mmesikia song mpya Dadio, and so just there are people who have sat down with, had lunch, we have an authentic relationship, and out of that we got to do the songs. People like Pitson are people who have sat down with, and you know, they shared their testimony with me, and wamenijenga sana. And so through that, we have these amazing collabs. That's what I was looking for.
All right. And now, as we wind up with the interview, I'd love for you to tell us, when people get to listen to this album, which is coming out in a couple of hours, you know, in an hour and about 13 minutes, what exactly would you want them to get off of the album, as you also let us know where they can find the album?
All right. So the main theme around this album, Karibu, welcome home. Just that. As simple as that. It's saying, wherever you are in life, God has a huge welcome sign for you, and he's saying, come to the table. Just like the prodigal son, you know, we're told that when the father saw him coming, meaning babake alikuwa anaamka every day anaenda kungojea, today my son may come back. Today my son may come back. And that's how our Father's heart is. And so sometimes we feel like God wants us to be perfect. No, he wants us as we are. He wants us to be pressing on towards him. And that's what I want people to get out of all these songs. That Mungu tu yeye yake ni, I love you, come to me.
Come as you are.
Come as you are, njia yoyote venye tu utakuja we kuja. Just come. And so you can find me as Anolo_K across all platforms. Download the album on all digital platforms, whether it's Boomplay, Audiomack, Spotify. Yenye iko karibu na wewe. Get the album there.
All right, amazing. I hope that you are going to look out for that album immediately it drops, because I trust that it is a dope album. I've seen already 2 songs off of the album, and I think we should wind Manolo's interview with one of the songs. Tukimaliza, thank you so much, Manolo, for coming.
Asante. Thank you for having me, Vivian.
All right.
Pesa kawaida huwa kwa benki ama biashara uza nikupatie, lakini Yesu ana style different. At the end of your samaki mdomoni utapata do. How nauliza how, niambie how, niambie imekuja na kimboni, watu 5,000 ndiyo sponi, mkate 5 fish ni 2, watakula nini? Yesu ana style different, analeta na ka style different, anaponya na ka style different, anakuja na ka style different, different, different. mambo yako haendi, kazini ulionewa hadi ukafutwa kazi, pengine umesoma na bado hujapata kazi. Kumbuka neno lake Mungu vile linasema, tunapofika mwisho hapo ndipo anaanza. Jipe moyo, jipe moyo wewe, usife moyo, usife moyo wewe, mtegemee Yesu. Najua wewe ni Mungu, hautaniacha kamwe. Nishike mkono nisipotee, nikumbuke
the hits all the time.
Thank you for staying with us right here on Good Morning Kenya Entertainment Thursday. And right about now, I am about to introduce you to the artist that you've just got to listen to their song. He is a talented singer and songwriter from right here in the 254, but he resides in Germany. He is the one and only Sam Ken Music. Sam Ken,
hello.
Welcome to Good Morning Kenya.
Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling this morning?
Energized, excited, and I'm really grateful.
Yeah. I'll begin with a question that I start with every artist, just to get a story and get to understand you better. What are your earliest memories of music?
Actually, my earliest memory was back in high school. I was in Isili High School. I joined a group called TPG, a cappella group. From there, I grew a little bit. From there, we went to high school missions. Then the group broke. Then I entered to high school, then to university. After that is history. I started music on my own.
Yeah. So you've always been into the gospel, because you mentioned about missions while you were in high school.
Yeah.
So you've always been into that. Just give me a story of that.
For
You grew up in a
starters,
Christian
I
family.
used to do a cappella, boys to men, all that stuff. But in high school, I got saved. That's when I started doing gospel music. But in campus, there's a time I drifted away, started doing bongo love songs. Then after realizing I went astray, then came back to gospel music. Yeah.
How would you describe Sam Ken?
Sam Ken is a safe person, loving father. I have 3 kids. And I love music. Music is my passion, is my soul. And I'm hardworking, I'm a hustler, I can say that.
Yeah.
But to me, music comes first.
If you could just talk to me about the song that we just got to listen to. How did it come about?
Okay, most of the songs I write is because of the experience I've gone through and the relationship I have with my God. So like this one, Step by Step, talks about my salvation, the steps I take and the life that I had before. It talks that where God took me from is not where I am today. So that's why most of the songs I write is because of the experience I go through, and some of them because of my friends, what they go through.
If you could just take me through your process of writing. How do you go about it? Like, where does it begin for you?
For me, let me say that when I listen to a beat, for example, my producer sends a beat, I listen to it, meditate upon it, pray about it. Then, funny thing, the song comes. And most of the things, I relate the beat to my life story. For example, if it's a touching song, a touching beat, my life flashes back to me, and I start writing the song. Yeah, most of the time.
You are quite versatile with your songs. You know, you just don't stick to one sound. If you could just talk to me about that.
Actually, that's because the push of my producer is called Generally the Song. Me, I was mostly in the line for bongo because I'm a Costarian.
Yeah.
So I love bongo. But she told me that I have to be versatile because when you sing a specific type of style, all your songs seems to be almost the same. So he told me the way to grow, try different things, different styles. That's when you'll find your niche where you're supposed to be. So for me, I love exploring different type of music, different type of styles.
Yeah, and that's the way to go for you. It's not like you're looking for a sound that you can stick with, or we'll just get to be knowing Sam Ken as the artist who we just never know what he's going to be dropping.
That's the thing.
Yeah?
I want to be not to be like somebody who's on a certain type of road. When this time my heart feels like maybe God leads me to reggae, I can do reggae. But okay, I've not tried it, but maybe one day I'll do it.
Who knows?
But for me, I love music, and I listen to different type of music, different type of styles. By listening, I get to learn different type of sounds. So me, I love exploring different things so that I can also grow in different styles. Yeah.
All right. Now, as I mentioned in my intro, I said that you reside in Germany.
Yes.
So you've definitely gotten to maybe explore the music industry over there. How would you compare it with our music industry?
So the type of music Germans listen is called Schlager. Schlag music.
Schlag music.
It's different from us because their beat is so fast. And according to them, to me, I don't find it danceable because it's out of tune. But through listening to their songs, I learned that.
Did you just say it's out of tune?
Seriously, because the way they sing, the German language is very hard to be sincere.
Okay.
If you put the German language in a beat, some words will never fit in the beat. They will never go with the flow. That's why sometimes I can say they go off beat. Because the words are too heavy, too big to form a sentence or a verse or something like that. That's why I'm saying that, yes, they sing it, but some of them go off beat. They are danceable, yes, but their design is like rock, not rock, is in the middle. But to me, I find African music, Afro, pop, bongo, the best type of music for me.
And generally comparing it to Kenyan, not music specifically, but just the industry. Like...
the German industry actually is kind of closed, but not so much because of the Africans there, and most of the artists who come there, mostly Nigerian artists, sorry, and some are also Kenyan artists. So the music industry there for the African is growing right now because there are more foreigners coming to Germany. But German community are really close to their culture, so they love to protect their own. But by God's will, you're going to penetrate also their culture by introducing the African music there.
Yeah, I love that you said they are they're like community based.
Yeah.
They protect their own. Is that something that we are lacking in Kenya?
In Kenya, we protect our own, I can say, but to a certain perspective. And what I can say about the Kenyan industry, per se, or you want me to speak about the gospel industry?
Whichever you want to speak about. If it's just the gospel industry, because maybe you're more conversant with it, do we have that togetherness?
Yes, we do, because when you find, when you have occasions in Germany, most of the time is that we invite most of the gospel artists around. So when I say we protect our own, is that when we get the chance...
My director is actually asking me, why do you keep going further and further and further as you talk? I mean come closer.
Because the work I do in Germany, I'm mostly on toes most of the time. I don't stay in one place. So.
Oh, you don't like standing in one place. So hapa hivi unaona tumekufungia sana.
So I'm feeling my legs na asha nafaa kutembea.
Just try. I don't know if we have some super glue. We just glue you. Anywho, yeah, you were explaining about if we have some kind of togetherness in the industry, the gospel industry.
Yes, we promote ourselves. Like most of the time when you have concerts in Germany, you find that most of the artists were called like from Kenya. And sometimes you merge with the Nigerian community. We host a concert, we call some of our own and some of their own. So we protect our own.
Have you worked on any collaborations that you would want us to talk about?
So far, everything is bado chini ya maji. I can say that. But there are some artists I've talked to, and we are still working on something. But for now, it will stay disclosed.
Why is it that you're not doing collabos? You haven't done. You've just talked about there are those that are in the works, but why has it taken you? Why now?
First of all, I can say is self-growth. Because I cannot approach someone and have not grown personally. First of all, like gospel artists, I believe, before you do a collabo, prayer, you get yourself soaked in the word. You know what you're singing about. I just can't come to you because I've started singing and I have no message to sing about and say I have to do a collabo. So the first thing I have to do is self-growth. After I've grown and know I'm sure of myself, now I can approach somebody else that we can share the gospel together.
Okay. Unique, najua swali huwezi kosa. Ask a question.
Now, if I may ask, for now, are you working maybe under management or are you planning to work under management?
Actually, I'm all alone, but I have a producer that I work. All my songs are done by General the Song, but I'm not under any production or anything.
Are you looking maybe forward to work with management?
God willing, I'm looking for management, but I want to form my own. Like my own company, but I'll look for a manager to stand over. But there's somebody who's supporting me so much. DJ Terots is the one who holds me, teaches me how, and guides me. For example, when I release a song, before I release it, I have to send for him. He guides me. He tells me, so change this and this, because he's been in the industry for a while. So advice from bigger people, artists, I look for that. That's why I keep on growing slowly.
Why is it important now that you've mentioned that? Why is it important for an artist to have a second ear? You know, someone that you get to maybe send, before releasing a song, you get to send it to them, or even before deciding that you are done with this particular project, which is song. Why is it so important for you to have someone that you at least let allow them to give you an opinion on your song?
As for me, when I listen to my songs, I think they are perfect. According to me, you know, everybody's sure about yourself. But when you give a second person, he notices the mistakes. Maybe there's somewhere the tone is wrong, the lyrics, they don't match. Okay, me, I love poems, kwa Kiswahili shairi, because I'm a Custodian. Shairi is my thing. So when I write a song, they have to have rhymes, stanzas, and all that. So when you give somebody else, he can tell you, oh, this rhyme here and here are not matching. Or this word you used here does not mean the same thing. You have to change it. That's why it's good for artists. That's what I believe. Have a second opinion about your music. Maybe he might have a special ear. He listened, remove this sound from here, put something else. That's what the best thing for an artist before you release a song. Give somebody to listen, somebody bigger who's been in the industry. He'll guide you. He'll tell you what's wrong, what is right, and what's the best.
All right. I would love for you to tell us about the song that you're promoting right now as we finish.
Okay, the song Rafiki is a new song I've released. It talks about a friend in Jesus. Because many people go through a lot of things, and most of the things we share with our friends, some of the time they turn you down. But with Jesus, when you go to him, he'll never let you down. When you pray, he will listen to you. Yes, it might take time. Some people say that when you pray, you get your answers instantly. But with God, sometimes it takes time because it might be a lesson. And that's why with Jesus, you can never go wrong. That's what I believe.
All right, thank you so much for coming with us right here in studio. Now there's a link that we are expecting, and we should be going direct to it right now at the Bomas of Kenya. So if we can just head straight there.
What is it that we have not done right? Because we've been fighting this corruption all along. Civil society, governments are coming with policies, laws, regulations, guidelines, but it has become elusive. So we need to know what we have missed in all this war. That poor governance and corruption have continued in this country is not for lack of trying. Everybody has been trying. Both the civil society and government have made bold attempts to deal with it, but it persists. Why does it persist on this thing? It is notable that by order of magnitude, Kenya has a proportionately bigger number of civil society institutions in the region. This might of numbers has converged to present a very strong voice of advocating for accountability from the government. At independence, the founding fathers committed to eradicate ignorance, poverty, and disease. 60 years after independence, we have not come close to achieving or the achievement of those objectives. The situation distills to embarrassing realities of armies of unemployed citizens living in uninhabitable conditions, multitudes of university graduates without decent employment, collapsing markets for agricultural commodities, with its consequences on both small-scale or large-scale agricultural producers, deteriorating investments and business climate, stalled projects and substandard infrastructure, inability to adequately deliver basic services like education, water, and health, and finally, the unprecedented loss of value of the national currency. The list is endless. We have to fix this, and we have to do it together. Notably, the country has a blueprint for national development, the Kenya Vision 2030, whose due date is 7 years or so from today. Are we going to meet it, the target? Are we really sure? What percentage or proportion of the failure to achieve Kenya Vision 2030 is attributed to corruption? We need a conversation. Further, the current administration has developed the bottom-up economic transformation agenda with an all-inclusive development approach, focusing on accelerating achievements of the goals stated in Vision 2030 and the UN Sustainable Development Goals. The overarching goals under bottom-up economic transformation agenda include: one is revamping the economic growth, fostering job creation, lowering the cost of living, enhancing foreign exchange inflows, and promoting inclusive growth. Are we really going to achieve this with the rampant corruption across the country? That is the question we need to be asking ourselves. His Excellency the President is also convinced that the wealth of the country is not so much in its resources, but lies with the people. That is why, besides the economic transformation, he has also committed to put dignity into people's lives by guaranteeing access to decent housing, water, credit, jobs, justice, and security. For this to happen, we need to fight corruption, because if we don't, these grand ideas may not be achieved as is expected. This fight has to be fought by all of us. And we're asking for support and assistance from the civil society. We know you can reach out to many partners across the world, either to access expertise and technical know-how, or even to access resources that will enable the government and the people of Kenya, you included, to succeed this time round. And we have to succeed. There is no option. We have zero option in this thing, because we want this country to develop, and we want the leadership of this generation to be the leadership that eliminated corruption and changed the tide and trajectory of development in this country. So the administrative steps taken to give the police and judiciary the autonomy were in pursuit of this endeavor. There are many issues, and civil society can attest to this. So many structural issues were identified. So many governance complications had been identified and listed. And that is why His Excellency the President really decided and said, yes, what is possible to be done under his hand, it will be done when he assumes office. And the first thing he did was to resource judiciary, not only with human resource in terms of judges by swearing in those who had stayed for several months, but also quickly enhancing their budget portfolio and assuring them that they are going to be independent and they will not be interfered with. Secondly, move very fast and make the police autonomous in their budget and also in the management and administration of that portfolio. He also proclaimed publicly and in writing still that everybody will be on their own when it comes to governance issues. So these are the things that have been done that we were calling you today so that we all agree and we persuade you to support us to realize the objectives and the focus that you've been having in this country for many years in this area of governance challenges. So all what we have said could easily turn into a pipe dream if the country does not tackle the two predatory vices of poor governance and corruption mentioned earlier. It is instructive to note that public servants will always be in charge of enormous public resources. In fact, the entire national budget is expended under the signatures of public officials. They need to be encouraged to develop sufficient resilience, restraint, and discipline to keep their fingers off public coffers, and His Excellency the President has committed to do everything in his power to deliver this goal. It is for all of us, and especially your ability and your participation, to help us develop sufficient resilience around our public servants, to develop a lot of restraint and discipline. So we are inviting you to come to the table so that we can share and see how we can work on this. Even as the government intensifies the fight for prevention and eradication of corruption, there is a firm realization that this war cannot be left to the state alone. All actors, including the corporate sector, civil society organizations, and private citizens have a role. It is for this reason that this meeting is convened as a starting point for a partnership between the government and the civil society. I'm sure when you receive our invitation, many of you, I'm told, had series of meetings trying to dissect and find out what is this that this government want. To the extent now that as we sit here, about 9 or 10 organizations decline to come because they are not too sure. Let me tell you, we are dead serious about this thing. We want partnership. We are dead serious. And we are thoroughly honest. And we don't have anything under the table. So you better count us to be partners in this war that you've been fighting alone against all the machinery of government. You have the machinery of government now. So let us fight together. Whatever you've been lacking for centuries or ages, you have it now. Partnership, goodwill from the highest office, assurance from the highest office. So all what remains is for you to roll down your system, mobilize your army of men and women who are going to sensitize, pronounce, and without fear to the world that there is corruption here, there is corruption the other side, this other agency is doing the other side. We need that support because the government cannot manage alone. So the wish on the part of government to partner with civil society is in appreciation that good governance occupies a central role for civil society organization. You step in areas where the state machinery falls short to deliver much needed services and to call the government to account. You've been doing before. You've been tear gassed, you've been arrested, all manner of things. I can even see faces here I can see faces who have been prominent in TVs being handcuffed, chased, injured. But here we are saying now this administration is for you to use. So no tear gas, we shall turn the tear gas elsewhere to the culprits that you've been fighting all along. So welcome to this partnership. So cognizant of this role, the government wishes to see a more coordinated and integrated approach with the participation of players from all sectors. We wish to really plead with you so that we have a coordinated approach, an integrated approach for that matter, where the civil society can really help us with the insights on how to fight this thing, can help us also to mobilize themselves around sensitizing the public, giving confidence to the public deploying tools and mechanisms to the public that will help them report, resist, and even be bold enough to rise against any vice that they are seeing in public institutions or anything that is orchestrated by public servants that is not of any good at all to the public. That is your specialty. So we want this country to shake. We want this country to have information. We have this country to have a voice. We have this country to have channels of transmission of information, real time. We want a conversation, ensure good in it across, to make sure that this thing is confronted in all fronts, from EACC, from DCI, from civil society, from wananchi themselves, and also from God, so that we can win this time. Let me repeat, we are dead serious. His Excellency the President is dead serious about this thing. It has to stop. So this desire is bolstered by the benefit of political goodwill from the highest office in the land. On this account, the Executive Office of the President has moved with optimism and kick-started a service-wide sensitization campaign against the vice of corruption. We have had consultative meetings with governance institutions, including the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, the Auditor General, the Controller of Budget, the Office of Director of Public Prosecution, the Director of Criminal Investigations, the Financial Reporting Center, and the Asset Recovery Agency. We have had a decision, we have had meetings, we have consulted, and we have agreed to have a multi-agency approach in tackling these vices. These agencies have been assured of support by His Excellency the President and urged to carry out their mandate without fear or favor, with the assurance that their work will not be interfered with and that the war against corruption will not be compromised. They have an assurance. We have meetings. We have discussions across the sector. We identified critical offices that can play a greater role in fighting corruption. We have also identified departments, professions, and agencies that also are very susceptible and prone to corruption. And also we have also had consultative meetings with Parliament, the 6 audit committees of Parliament. We have had conversation with them. PIC, PAC, all of them, we have had conversation with them, that they need to play their part and the executive is going to play its part. We have had meetings with all accounting officers across main public service and even parastatals. The government itself and parastatals. All of them. All CEOs, all chairmen of the boards of state corporation. We have had meetings with all heads of accounts, finance, administration, supply chain, management, and internal auditors across the country. We have had a conversation. We have had conversation with national government and special officers from DCC, the DO, up to RCs, up to the PS. We have had conversations, face to face, not through circulars. We have had conversations because we have a bit different. And ladies and gentlemen, the President decided this time around to tackle this vice by coming up with a different approach. He says issues of arrest individuals here and there does not work. let us start mobilizing people, let them understand. Let us create a very critical agents around the public servants who can help the war within their institutions and outside. Let us even help them to realize the damage this corruption has caused. That is why we have had meetings, so that as the agencies are proceeding with their normal investigation, arrests, statement writing, each and every officer of government, as we speak, is aware that they are required and they are needed to be part of men and women to fight this thing. Because institutions alone cannot fight this thing. It has become a way of life. So we have to uproot it. We have to change the culture. We have to reorganize the tradition around public service to make this war succeed. And in all these consultations, the message remains the same. All public officers will be held accountable for acts of corruption in their offices, with emphasis on personal accountability. And the President has been very clear. There will be no sacred cows or excuses about orders from above. In fact, he went ahead and said, if you are caught, deal with it. As he's dealing with it, as the person is dealing with it, he'll be dealing with replacement. So there is no call to say, that is so and so, leave him. And that is why I want to encourage you that don't look for a weighing scale of who to report, of who to indict. No. Bring it as is. Let it come as is, because if we don't, we'll be lying to ourselves, because this thing has permeated down to the messenger. So we have to agree and fight. So we are saying neither will there be unexecutive interventions in any way in sympathy with perpetrators of corruption. In other words, the corrupt will have nowhere to hide and will take personal responsibility for their actions. So the consultative meetings formed the first phase of the war against corruption. We are now moving to the next stage that will include public education and empowerment. So, ladies and gentlemen, the importance of involving the citizens is confirmed, as you are aware, by our World Bank report produced in 2015 titled Mind, Society and Behavior. The report states that in some communities, corruption in form of bribery, fraud, extortion, influence, peddling, kickbacks, cronyism, patronage, and embezzlement are expected, tolerated, and progressively become a social norm. It has become a social norm. It further states that where corruption is the norm, social networks perpetuate corruption by punishing public officers who violate the norm. It becomes the other side. The hunter becomes the hunted. So I regret to say that I totally agree with this view. We celebrate ill-gotten wealth and idolize the holders of such wealth, allowing them to access to privileges inaccessible to ordinary folks. This situation is what forms the agency for the partnership the government is seeking with the civil society. The government is aware of your resourcefulness and capacity to influence change, noting your impressive track record of working with ordinary citizens with their diverse cultures and social norms. So, majority of us are coming from the countryside or even in towns where a young man gets a job in the so-called wet area where corruption thrives, where there's a lot of money. Another one gets a job in a sector that they call dry area or dry sugarcane. That's what I hear. You chew, but there's nothing that comes out. And these two young people are coming from the same village. The other one in wet area, which has been brought into the ring of corrupt fellows, display a lot of flamboyance, invest a lot at home, builds a house for the mother, buys land, buys a car, takes the sisters and all the brothers to good schools, goes to Arambes around. People in the village will never call him by his name. He's young, but he'll be called Mzee. Whenever he goes to a function, wazee wanatoa kofia, wanapiga makofi, wanaachia ile kiti mzuri. Isn't it true? The other one, who is in the very dry area, struggles with his 50, 60, 100,000, takes loans, he's struggling. Anaambiwa, wewe, unaona mtoto fulani alienda Nairobi, unaona amejengea mama yake nyumba, watoto wako zuri. Wewe ulienda kula pesa Nairobi na wasichana wa huko. So we are glorifying corruption, and we are chiding and becoming sarcastic to the people who seems to be working straight and doing what they are able to do within the means that they have. That is how socializing corruption to the extent of making it a culture and tradition comes into play. Go to pubs, public, you see, maba, nani, na machoma zones. Somebody arrives, he says that sata hii bar yote nitasimamia. People drink till morning, they don't pay anything. They start singing about him. They even they start imagining how powerful, how great he is. Glorifying corruption. Basic, pure. Another function I was saying, nowadays we sit in offices. Many of you are in civil society as well as do business here and there. People factor in money for corruption in their budgets. And I said, if you have a lorry or a pickup, you are carrying things from Nairobi to your home, driver anakuambia ongezea 1,000 ya barabara. Hiyo ya barabara ni nini? To bribe all the policemen in roadblocks as they are going on, as he is going on. Is it so? This is what is happening. Factoring in corruption in our budgets. Going even to hospital, the same thing. Getting employment, even if somebody has succeeded through interview on his own, he feels obligated to go and look for somebody who did the letter, apatia hata 5,000 ati asante. He or she feels that hii haikuja bure, there must be somebody who pushed. So, we are saying that you can ably assist the government to awaken the citizens' awareness of the negative impact of corruption, demonstrating how their dreams for better lives are stolen, and their civic responsibility to turn the tide by resisting, preventing, and reporting corruption. This is the problem, and this is where we are kindly requesting the civil society organizations to really, perhaps you are tired about this thing, and you have suffered a lot, but to really try to awaken the society, the people, to realize that they have a civic duty and responsibility, and to help them to realize that it is the right thing to resist, it is the right thing to prevent, and it's the right thing to report corruption. I think that is where you can help us to push this war. Because it's not about the gun, it's not about the courts, it's not about the dismissals. It's about this culture that we need to change. So, we are begging of you, go out there, reactivate your offices, recall your people perhaps that have been laid off, write proposals, and look for resources. CEO of NGO bodies here, I hope it will not frustrate you to get all the necessary facilitation so that we can fight this thing. I repeat, the government is dead serious about this thing. And they know you have a huge role that you can play. And I know you know that you have a huge role. So even as the government seeks new partnership, we remain aware that historically fear of repression and retribution have stood in the path of the fight against corruption. We know that. It is true. It's true. As we are trying to also bring you, we are aware also, even when we are standing here, as people are pushing to fight this corruption, we know we are in danger also. Corruption fights back. So as I stand here also, it is not easy, but it is the right thing to do. The corrupted does not any office or any position in life. They fight because they want to continue driving the agenda. Let us not relent or say that, the government is that. So the fear of repression, we are aware, it has been there, and retribution has been there. And has actually stood in the path of fight against corruption, especially amongst yourselves. So the government is now reaffirming its commitment to the civil society organization that there will be no repression of any form whatsoever in your effort to correct the government and demand accountability where incidences of corruption, maladministration, and injustice occurs. Do your thing. Do what you know best to fight corruption. So the only request we put forward is that all players observe the rule of law and respect the rights and security of citizens and their property. Let us fight corruption within the rule of law, and let us ensure the security of people is ensured. But this thing called corruption must be fought. As it is fighting back, let us fight. And we are asking all of us to be part of the team. So we are fully convinced that increased citizen activism can be a powerful deterrent to corruption. Besides, agitation and demand for accountability is a democratic right protected by the Constitution. The citizens and all people of goodwill can confidently, without fear, call out public officials for action, for acts of corruption, report the incidences for appropriate action, embrace a value-based society, and finally conduct their affairs guided by the rule of law. This is your area. We will soon unveil a safe and secure mechanisms to receive information from the members of the public and also from yourselves. But in the meantime, citizens may continue to use the whistleblower system under EACC. We are trying to also to create some platform where even citizens can also be reporting anonymously how the mechanism that can enable even civil society to submit their confidential reports and to ensure that we are all working together seamlessly so that we fight this vice in a way. So really, it is simply put, that is why I call you to come for this conversation. And I hope those who are skeptical, they have realized that the engine is almost leaving the station. We want all of us to fight together. We want all of us to come together. We want all of us to have our minds to meet so that we can save this country and ensure that the funds that are raised through taxes goes to where it deserves, not to people's pockets. So as I come to the conclusion of my remarks, let me, for avoidance of doubt, categorically state that my invitation to you should not be taken as a move to influence or dissuade you from your journey of lobbying and advocating for the rights of the citizens. What we are doing here is to actually encourage you to proceed even more deeper, more vigorous, and with some conscious approach in doing this. We remain conscious and respectful of the constitutional provision for separation of powers, checks and balances, and independence of thought and opinion. We are aware. We are also aware of frustrations that sometimes you go through accessing information, trying to, and yet it is provided for in the Constitution. We know these things. And this is part of corruption. That we have all the necessary laws, either in the Constitution, either in the statutes, but people still resist for selfish reasons, to use those instruments for their selfish gain. So the President appointed or directed my office to lead this process in its capacity as the administrative head of the executive of the President and coordinator and overall supervisor of the public service in order to enable a holistic approach to the fight against corruption. So it was deliberate that the push, the reawakening, the jump-starting of the war against corruption was to be in the office of the President under his direct instructions, so that the story of who went above, below, wherever is not there. It is from there. So, like I stated earlier, my intention today is not to talk to you or lecture you on human rights. You are more competent than I am in this area. So my intention today, in a short while, is to listen to you, get your honest observations and proposals on how to approach, conduct, and sustain the war on corruption. I wish to hear where the government has gone wrong, where changes are needed, be they legal, policy, programmatic, or institutional, and what we have done right and needs to be sustained. I'm informed that many of you are members of the Leadership Integrity Forum under the umbrella of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. I salute you and urge other organizations to join the forum. So really, I hope you have heard that that is what we are requesting. Support, collaboration, partnership, bringing in expertise, working together, focusing on this animal, this dragon that has evaded slaying for a long time. You know, mobilizing the citizens of this country to rise up, to resist, to prevent and report corruption. sensitizing the whole country through whatever media that you possibly have, mobilizing resources around this war against corruption, bringing in technical expertise to do it. Simply put, that is what we are requesting you to help us with. And on our side, we are assuring you that repression, retribution, frustration in this space will not be condoned by His Excellency the President in any way. You have been invited to this table to enable us fight this common enemy called corruption. So, at this point, I think allow me to now open the for candid discussions, or now we can join hands and breathe new life to the war against corruption, redeem our country, and secure the future of generations to come. Asanteni sana. I hope I have not bored you. I had to say candidly as it is, because as I said, the President is dead serious on the war against corruption. Thank you very much.
That was the Chief of Staff, Head of Public Service, Mr. Felix Kosgei, addressing or engaging with the civil society at the Bomas of Kenya. Now we get back into Entertainment Thursday, and I am joined by an artist coming all the way from Nigeria. He is a songwriter and singer and performer by the name KJ Zone. KJ Zone, welcome to Good Morning Kenya. I don't know if I should say welcome to Kenya as well.
Yeah.
But you've been around for a while.
Sure, I've been around for a while, since 2017, in and out, yeah.
How are you liking Kenya so far?
Kenya is just like my home now. Yeah, yeah. I feel home when I'm here.
Yeah, I want to teach you a Swahili word.
Okay.
We're celebrating Swahili word, yeah. We're celebrating Mashujaa Day tomorrow. Mashujaa in English is heroes.
Heroes.
Yes, so Mashujaa is the word I'm teaching you.
Okay.
Say Mashujaa.
Mashujaa.
Okay. How do you say Mashujaa in your language from the community you come from in Nigeria?
Hero, alagbara, àwọn alagbara, yeah.
Awalagbara.
Alagbara, atijo. Yeah.
How many words are those?
Just like the past heroes.
Alakbar.
Àwọn alagbara.
Awalagbara.
Atijo.
Atijo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
atijo
a
means the
really
past.
long word. That's a really long word. Welcome to Good Morning Kenya.
Thank you.
Now, KJ Zone is an artist from Nigeria. If you can just tell me about how you came about to love music.
Okay. First, let me say it's not something I actually prepare for. I study statistics. I love mathematics. So those are my things.
You study statistics.
Yes.
And you're here as an artist?
Yeah.
Do you practice?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but when it comes to some points in my life, I realized that my love for music grew to the extent that I feel like I should record something. So when I do some tracks, I have my friends that encourage me and tell me you can do better. This is good if you keep it up. So let me say, with the encouragement of my friends and my team, is the reason why I'm where I am today in music. Yeah.
If there's a genre that is really popping at the moment worldwide, it has to be Afrobeats. I mean, we are seeing artists from Nigeria doing big, you know, they're selling out stadiums in the UK, in the US. They are doing big collaborations. We've seen artists like Burna Boy working with very big artists. We've seen Rema working with someone like Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
What is it about Afrobeats that you think is making it shine as it is right now?
I think it's about the commitment of artists. You see, most of the Afrobeat stars that come from Nigeria, if you look into their background, the commitment they put in music, you will be shocked. The extra lengths they can go just for them to get to what they want to achieve, you see. So I can say it's the hard work, yeah.
So it's not really about the genre, it's the hard work that each artist...
It's the hard work, right? And also, let me put it in a way that they know what they want in music, you see.
Yeah. Now that you have been in and out of Kenya, of course, you kind of understand the Kenyan industry a bit.
Yeah.
What is different here?
Okay, to be honest, what I would say is that I think the same problem is what is going on around the world, even in Nigeria and some parts of West Africa. Those that are the top, they want to stay there, you see. For them to help the young one to grow is a big challenge, which I've seen a lot of Kenya artists are performing, all right? We have a record label called Zone Empire, and we have been assisting a lot of artists. We see their challenge. You see someone who have a great talent, is very talented, is very good, but no one to help him. The guys at the top, they want to be there, they don't want to help him. Because if they help him, maybe I will not be there. So I think those are the challenges they are facing. Those are the top ones to be there.
Yeah.
They are not helping the little ones to get there.
Okay, that's what you've
That's
seen
what
as
I've
you
seen,
have been in the country. Now that you've already mentioned Zone Empire, actually it's your branded Zone Empire Music Studios. It is your record label.
Yes.
Is it in Kenya? Because you've come with a huge team, and I'm seeing so many people from here as well, from Kenya. So is it based in Kenya?
Yes, the foundation of Zone Empire and the establishment start here in Kenya. It is not something that we actually plan for. It just happened. Everything is just happening, you see. So the foundation starts from here. And since we start, it's like a mission that God have given to us to help the young ones to shine. And we have been trying our best.
Who are some of the artists that you've signed?
Kismo is one of the best rapper you can. I want everyone to go and check him out.
Yeah.
We have also violin, and also to have a bit of Nigerian taste, and including the productions and the style of music of Afro to come to East Africa, to come to the East Africa community. We bring another producer from Nigeria. It's a producer. Let me say he's on around, right? It's a producer, he's a songwriter, he's an artist himself. It's called Lyrics X. He's also in the building. Yeah.
Is it challenging for you as an artist to have a record label and getting and signing fellow artists? Is it challenging in any way?
Yeah, it's actually, this is what I do. You see, I'm KJ Zone artist under Zone Empire. I'm still myself as the CEO. So I operate in two bodies. So when I come as an artist, I have to just follow the rules, just like Kismo will follow and others, So that's how I manage to operate.
Is it, okay, still on the challenges of being a CEO of a record label where you've signed other artists, is it easier for you to work with these artists? You know, as you've mentioned, one of the things that maybe some artists may be scared about is you nurturing an artist and they become bigger than you. Or you find that an artist has even much talent, much more talent than you. Is this something that maybe worries you?
Oh, no. Okay, you see, that is why we have the Zone Empire, all right? Is to help you get to your dream. So before you can see anyone with this clothes, all right, he have something in him that is really going to benefit the industry which we are, you see. So I I don't go out just to sign any other person. You see, I'll make sure that you have it in you. And when we help you, if eventually by the grace of God you become a superstar and you don't care about us, we still live, we still do what we do. It's just a mission. So when you see anyone in Zone Empire, it's just a family of different body but one dream. Yeah.
Okay. What inspires your lyrics as an artist?
Let me just say feelings. You see, maybe feelings or something that is happening around me at that point. You see, then you just feel like writing something down.
So you just go with the feelings. Whatever you're feeling at that moment is what you're writing down.
Yeah.
So most of them are inspired by your stories?
Yeah, by my story, let's say story, by my story, some of my friends, my brothers,
So your friends need to be careful around you because anytime you might decide to,
they are
put
also
down their
always writing.
stories.
Yeah.
All right. Now, when it comes to your music, I've listened to the very latest one, which you're promoting, that is C-Dame.
Yeah.
What is it all about? You're talking about a girl.
Yes.
So is this your story or is it your friend's story? And just get us into that story of C-Dame.
Okay, it's just a story of love, as usual. Yeah. It's just like I'm not seeing any other person, like two lovers. It's only you, the girl was always put herself in some unnecessary stressing about you. And you are just there chilling with your brothers. Maybe you're on the field even playing. You don't think about other girls. I only think about you. I only see you. I don't see them. Yeah.
So it's your personal story. Were you writing this song to a particular someone?
Oh, no, it's just our song.
It's just, are you sure?
Yeah.
It's just a song.
Sure.
All right. We've seen so many Nigerian artists coming to the country. They get to perform here. Would you say that the Kenyan market is easier to penetrate?
Yeah. Because those are the top, they allowed that. All right. Yeah, that's what I can say. Compared to Nigeria, you see the challenge is a bit lesser here.
Is it more competitive in Nigeria than it is in Kenya?
Yes, because even on the streets, you see someone like, I don't want to mention names, some big record labels in Nigeria, they own the stars from the street. They bring them from the street and they make them global, just like Rema, Rugan, and all of them. You see, we find it hard to find such in Kenya, and their talent out there. So it's something that is so painful. Right?
All right. Yeah. Okay, I get that. Yeah. I've gone through your Instagram page. You have a huge following. You have 2.6 million followers on your Instagram page. How are you using social media to sell your music?
Okay, just like everything come to light to where we are. When I first start, I remember a very good friend of mine who will normally distribute my songs. It's called Donald Pencil. I don't.
Donald Pencil.
Yeah, it's a very good brother. So there are some point that he distributes my songs, and I'm just getting the followers. I don't know how it happens. So I can say I give thanks to him regarding that. And I've been using my platform to promote a lot of artists because that have always been my dream, to see people win, to see artists win. Yeah, so I've been using my platform to promote artists from Zone Empire and some from far. Yeah.
The music video for C-Dame, correct me if I'm wrong, but you shot it in Kenya?
Sure.
Yes, because I'm looking at the visuals and I'm seeing places I know.
Yeah.
Was that intentional? Why did you choose to shoot it in Kenya?
Yeah, because everything we need in the video is here. So we also have one of the best directors I've ever worked with, Director Johnson Chalo. So that's given me a lot of confidence to shoot the video here in Kenya, and it's come out amazing. Yeah.
Okay. With the generation that we're living in right now, we're seeing most artists going for danceable songs because it seems to be more marketable, especially with the era of TikTok. You know, every artist needs to have a challenge for their song. And I've seen you've come with dancers, so it will only be right if they join us and we get to dance to see them, the dancers. If you're ready, you just come in, we get to dance. I would also love to learn a move or two on the song. So as they get ready, could you just tell us where people can find you on social media and where they can find your songs?
Yeah, my name is KJ Zone. You can find me on any social media at KJ_Zone. KJ_Zone. And if you're an artist out there and you believe that you have something to render in the entertainment industry, you can check on us at Zone Empire 254 at Instagram. Thank you.
So you're open to work with any artist?
Yeah.
You're still open?
There are
you still
terms
have
and
space?
conditions. Yeah. You have to be sure that you actually have the talents. You don't come to waste our time. We'll not waste your time as well.
Okay. But for anyone who's talented and they believe they got what it takes, they can reach out to you.
Yeah, we are
on
going
Zone
to
Empire.
help you in any way we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. DJ, if you can drop that tune, I see our dancers are already set. Magial them. The boys, Fale. I want to learn some moves.
Turn a bad boy to a singer. She be now you be the ganja for my Isla. Hasta la vista, oh mamacita. Baby, not to meet ya. I get too many guests for my Instagram. I be she not the one for my cellular. Them buckle for my DM on a regular. But me, I know they see them. Me, I know they keep them face up top. Me, I go just play my day for love. Me, I go just play my day for love, my day. Oh, me, I know they see them. Me, I know they see them face at all.
All the hits,
me, I go
all
just
the
play
time.
my day for love. My day, my day.
All the hits, all the time.
Oh, baby, sure you know, I'm loving that your body on the low. I be sure that the valley not very grand. When your body making me go lower. Cause I don't know, every time that I look into your eyes. Girl, you put the bottom in the middle of the night. All of your friends, them are they mesmerized. They want what you have, I swear. Oh, me, I know they see them. Me, I know they keep them face at all. Me, I go just play my day for love. Me, I go just play my day for love, my day. Oh, me, I know they see them. Me, I know they see them face at all. Me, I go just play my day for love. My day, my day.
All the hits, all the time.
Oh, mamacita, baby, not to meet ya. I get too many guests for my Instagram. I be she not the one for my cellular. Them buckle for my DM on a regular. But me, I know they see them. Me, I know they keep them face up top. Me, I go just play my day for love. Me, I go just play my day for love, my day. Oh, me, I know they see them. Me, I know they see them face up top. Me, I go just play my day for love. My day, my day.
Zone Empire.
Oh, nah. She be not that toxic. I know feel make 'em. She the boy no feel make 'em. Said I been got in my chest in that paper. stay chasing the day. Oh Lord, I dey pray make you bless my waka oh, bless my mama oh, and the brother oh, waiting for me, ah. Oh, steady I be jotting in my jotter, steady I be giving you the banger like a Kosa. You can even ask Mr. Kosa, you can even ask your sister. You go yo, and if you don't know, you go no, cause I don't show, I go blow, I got like that too, yeah.
Yeah. All right. That was Kate na nakuja mbele yangu. That was KJ Zone together with the Zone Empire dancers getting to entertain us. The song is See Them. You can check it on the YouTube channel. That is K John's YouTube channel, so that you can get to just see what they're doing over there. You can check out that video that I have just gotten to mention. This is where we call it a wrap right here on Good Morning Kenya Entertainment Thursday. Thank you so much for tuning in. As is the usual, we appreciate that you take your time to tune in to KBC Channel 1. My name has been Vivian Degwa together with Mr. DJ right here, Unique the DJ, and my colleague Mike Migwe. Till next time, bye-bye.
Okay.